Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Get ready to rumble!
You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember, because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Oh!
Derek's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Listeners are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Fantasy Sports and Politics. Of course, it's me, Mr. FSP, doing a do it for you all day, every day. And you know what? I got my Birdman hands today. The reason why is because I got a guest who I equate to the Rockers, Marty Jannetty. If you're a wrestling fan, you know what happened on the infamous barbershop scene when Shawn Michaels super kicked him through a pane glass window and shot his way to stardom and fame in wrestling, and Marty Jannetty became a crackhead, or I shouldn't say that, a drug abuser, and a law. Well, hopefully, my guest does not do that. I hope he does not, because there's a lot of stuff we need to talk about today. And his buddy, I'm gonna use his government name, Moses Irriton of NAW, Nation of African American Wrestlers. Big shout out to them. There you go. Now, I'm a shit boy. See, LaRon. See, I wasn't gonna do your first name. I wasn't gonna do your government name, LaRon. LaRon says, "Who says I'm gonna be on?" Well, LaRon, I did. So, LaRon, welcome to the show.
Now you gonna make me get on? That's how we doing this? You gonna make me get on?
And I'm gonna bring the full face so everybody can see. How you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm doing good. I wasn't gonna get on to defend this because it's indefensible, but I can play devil's advocate just a little bit.
Hey, look, first of all, LaRon, I'm gonna give you credit. I mean, because you weren't even the one who committed to me that you were going to be on. All of a sudden, your boy, Shawn Michaels, Heartbreak Kid, I'm at work. I can't take a smoke break. I can't do this. Can we do it tomorrow? See, I've been telling Nick, we're going to call him Nick, but his real government name, Moses Irriton. I'm giving governments, So let me get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Here's what's going on. On today's show, the debate is the class of 2018 quarterbacks versus class of 2024 quarterbacks. Now, my stance is that the class of 2024 has already surpassed the class of 2018 quarterbacks. We can get into the particulars. We can do that. I hear, LaRon's getting texts from Nick. Hey, man, here, talk about this. Go ahead. That's what he's doing. I know he's doing it. But the point is, that's the topic for today. We're also going to discuss the Shado Sanders Ravens rumors. I didn't want to believe that they were true. But after the meeting, and Todd Munkin said, "Oh yeah, we gonna get it out here. We gonna put it out there." And Shador with that, Shador, bro, Dion, bro, We're gonna talk about that. And if you choose to stay on, brother, I'm going to do this anyway. I'm gonna talk about the snooze fest in Saudi,
Yeah, I can stay
the
on for
Royal
the day.
Rumble.
I can be on for the day, man, because yeah, I can be on for the day.
All right, well, since he said that, y'all know what I do. I get a little music going, just to set the mood right, just to set this. Let's make you too young to even know the song I was about to sing.
Oh, young, man. You must not know how old I am.
How old are you, brother?
40.
You still young. I'm 49.
But I
You
still
my
probably know
little
the
brother.
song, though.
Oh yeah, you know. Okay, you're right. You know the song. You know the song. My bad. My bad. All right. For the other folks that didn't want to jump on, shame on you. Shame on you. We're in the entertainment business, but today it's the infotainment business. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna open the floor up to you. You said it's indefensible. I say it is defensible. You have 2 years of comparison to discuss, as well as the expectations of each player from 2018 and 2024. I get it. It's only 2 years. I freaking get it. Yes, Chris, you're Uncle Chris because you're 54.
See, that's what makes it crazy to me, because to project them out, you can't fully project them out yet. I mean, and that's gonna be part of the debate, because I can't project that, let's say, Bo Nix is gonna stick with Sean Payton. You never know how long Sean Payton has. Then his next coach, what are they gonna do with Bo Nix? Like I said, this is basically a 4-on-4 match. This is 8-man tag. Because you have, hold on, I did do a little bit of research on this, just in case you wanted to call me out there. Because it's basically going to be Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and Bo Nix versus Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield.
So you're not counting Rosen. You're not counting Rosen, but then you're not counting
Rosen, and we're not counting Penix or
JJ.
Yeah, JJ. Not count. Yeah, they're not.
I mean, I am.
They're not heavy hitters yet. I mean,
I know. Okay, I'm gonna let you take your stance.
I mean, because we're going only first round quarterbacks, right? Not
yes.
In the draft. Only first round.
Yes, only first
6
round.
versus 5. Okay.
So here's how we're gonna do this, my brother, and I'm gonna be respectful as I pontificate on this matter, only because you're not Moses irritant. I'm gonna set the stage. I'm gonna set the stage. I'm gonna put it in your court. You say what you're gonna say, I will retort. We'll go back and forth like that. Is that fair to you?
I can try.
Yeah, I understand. So here we go. I'm gonna throw some stuff out there at you, and let's see what sticks. First of all, we got to admit, Sam Darnold, the number 2 or 3. I got to look at my numbers.
Sam was the number
3.
Number 3 pick.
Yep. And I believe Drake May was the number 3 pick. That's the first comparison. Both
also
third,
number 3, yes.
Yes.
I mean, you can start with Baker and Caleb. I mean,
well, I am. Hold on. I said I'm gonna Marty Jannetty. Don't make me put you through the pane glass. Okay, here we go. I want to start with that because it's a Super Bowl. I say this because Sam Darnold came in with a great deal of hype. Expectations off the charts. Drake May, not so much. An unknown enigma, so to speak, that had time under his belt at NC, but not a lot.
Right.
A project, just like Josh Allen was looked at as a project. Okay. Drake May is still in the making. I'll be very clear when I say that. And year one, he only played 9 games. Or you know what? Let me get there.
Who we talking about now? Drake?
I'm talking about Drake right now.
Drake played 13 last year.
Last year, 13. You are right. 13 games. I apologize. He played 13 games. He wasn't.
Sam Darnold played 13 his first year.
If this dude, see, you are you on that crack, Marty? Are you on that crack already, Marty?
Since you said he played 13, I went and looked up Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold only played 13 his first year.
Okay. Now, with that being the case, Sam went 4-9. Not too much different from what Drake did. Drake went 3-9. He only played 12. Okay. Now, two very different teams. The New York Jets, New England Patriots, both up from the AFC East. Both at the time going through transition. Although it was widely expected that the Jets, who had a better team, overall team, just lacked the quarterback. They just lacked the quarterback. Had the defense, had the weapons, just not a quarterback. Drake May had a first-time head coach who only lasted a year, a hodgepodge of offensive players and not that many decent, I didn't even say so, decent players year one. Year two, this year for Drake May. Whole new coaching staff. Patriots spend the most money in football to surround him with players that will help elevate him offensively and defensively. Sam,
we're stuck with the Jets.
I was getting there. He was stuck with the Jets. However, the Jets, and here's, I'm gonna tell you right now, because my boy Chris, he's a Patriot fan for life. He's a Tom Brady fan more so. He says, in Drake May we trust. Also, I'll take Allen 98% of the time, 1% of the time. Oh, come on, brother. You're selling out. I thought we were friends. Why are you attempting to compare the Pats to the Jets? Look.
The Jets are the most incompetent football team ever. Like, you can't even try to be as bad as the Jets are.
Correct. Now, with that being the case, they still have the talent around Sam.
18, 19.
They had talent. The problem is, because I believe that was when they got Le'Veon Bell, if I'm not mistaken. Because Le'Veon had just came off of that 1 year of, dealing with the Steelers, blah, 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 blah. But they had a decent core of offensive players and a wonderful defense. The thing is, Sam just peaked or started to bloom last year when he got into a system he was comfortable with. So that's 6 years into his career.
Hold on, because you said they had pieces around him. His leading receivers were Jamison Crowder, Robbie Chosen, and Demaryius Thomas that was past his peak. Okay,
now at the time, Jamison Crowder was still a top 15 receiver leaving Washington.
He hasn't been top 15. I don't think he's ever been top 15. I can't give you top 15.
Free agent. During that time, he was a top 15 free agent.
Oh, free agent, yes, but not top 15 receiver altogether.
Well, for free agency.
For free agency. Out of free agency, yes.
Okay. And Robbie Chosen was not Robbie Chosen then.
He was still Robbie Anderson.
And he was pretty good. And then he just did some dumb stuff. I don't know.
Then there's really not. Because the Pats receivers this year aren't even the greatest.
They're not. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Stephon Diggs is Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah.
Dig. Booty is Robbie Anderson.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Oh, so I don't need to go down the list. Okay, good. I'm glad we're there.
Who's third?
You
Matt
said-
Collins. Matt Collins at 3.
Yeah, Matt Hollins is there 3.
Yeah. That's a good comparison. Okay.
Like I said, I know my stuff.
Defenses though. Listen, I got called in this 55 minutes ago.
I told you, Marty Jannetty, you're the sacrificial lamb.
5 minutes ago to try to make an argument.
It's okay. It's okay.
Well,
I knew you were.
Devil's advocate, but I will say, the Jets' defense of 2019 was nowhere near the New England's defense of this year.
Oh no. But if you look at 18-19,
their defense of that year was their leading tackler was James Burgess Jr. Who?
Okay. With that being said, look at their pass defense versus run defense. Look at the Pats' pass defense versus rush defense. The Pats gave up some of the most yards in the passing game. Still finished middle of the pack.
That's team.
And they were
team stats.
And then we can look at where they finished, right? The Pats defense finished in the top 10, I believe, this year. Maybe even top 5, something like that. But Drake May, during this playoff run, has had to face top 8 in the NFL defenses to get where he's at. I'm not saying he's looked great doing it. I'm not saying that. But he hasn't fumbled the ball to the point where they're not in the playoffs and it's his fault. That's my point with that. Sam Darnold saw a ghost and became a journeyman until he went to San Francisco and he said, you know what? Do I want to stay here? I know they're going to pay Brock Purdy. I might as well leave. Minnesota gets him, and because Minnesota drafts JJ.
That last year Carolina wasn't that bad either. He only played half the year, but he actually started building his name back up that last year in Carolina. That last half of the year in Carolina.
Okay. I'm not going to step on your toes. I don't want you to hear both sides of the vape. I know there's only one vape. You got 2 sides. I got it, Marty. You need a token for, Anyway, here we go. So we're comparing those two. One makes it to the Super Bowl in year 2. The other makes it to the Super Bowl on his 4th or 5th team in year 8. I'm giving this to, and one is actually in the conversation for MVP. He's not going to get it, but he's in the conversation. Darnold was in the conversation until the last 2 games of the season last year, where he shit the bed. But he was in the conversation. And I'm so mad, and I hate Joe Burrow for always getting the comeback player of the year because he gets hurt every other year. Because Sam Darnold should have been comeback player of the year, even though he messed up at the last 2 games of the season last year. It is what it is.
This isn't really a comeback. It's
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
It's like that award that they have. It's not a comeback because he didn't get hurt last year. There was nothing bad happened to him last year. He just shit the bed last year. So it's not a comeback. He's been there. Like, normally the comebacks are somebody come back from injuries or coming back from stuff like that. So he could be a comeback player anyway. He could be like, what's that award they give in the NBA? That 3rd year leap award, whatever.
I don't know. But the thing is, he was considered a bust for 6 years of his 8-year career.
Okay.
Even coming out, people had high expectations, but after the first couple games, prognosticators were like, "Oh, this is not what we thought." Yeah, that's like game 3, game 4, game 5 of his rookie year, and we got it. He was a rookie, but year 2, same old. Couldn't even beat Baker out in Carolina, but we ain't there yet. All right. So, would you get the check mark to Drake or the check mark to Sam? They're both going to the Super Bowl, and if Seattle's not careful, if they're not careful, the Patriots are going to win this game. But I don't think they're throwing a screen on the goal line if it comes down to that. Your thoughts? Who are you giving the check mark to and why?
As the better quarterback from today going forward, it has to be Drake. It would have to be Drake. However, again, I have to continue going back to this. It's the system. If they lose Vrabel as the coach and they get an offensive-minded coach that knows nothing, like you could have put him with. If it wasn't Vrabel, the defense wouldn't have been the point they got him there. Now, head-to-head passer versus passer, who's a better passer? Drake has a slimmer margin than he does on team success.
But he still leads.
He has a slimmer margin. I'm like 51-49 there. He's barely better than Sam Darnold right now. Barely better as a quarterback than Sam Darnold right now.
Okay. Thank you.
But
thank you.
Sam
had 8 years. Sam has 8 years. But go ahead. I digress.
And that's why I say the argument first two. I think even though I do got a good one here, only because I'll just put something up and it's gonna be great. But could I see Drake falling off if the defense isn't that great and he has to throw downfield instead of making plays with his legs? Yes. I can see a regression from Drake if the system changes. But can I guarantee it? No. So as of right now, looking at it today, I would have to give the check mark to Drake May.
Okay. Now I'll counter that by saying I agree with you that I would give it to Drake May as well. And I would say, I think Drake year 3, they're not getting rid of Vrabel anytime soon. He took him to the Super Bowl. He's Bob Kraft's boy. They're not getting rid of him. If the players they signed start to deteriorate around him, then we got a problem.
Well, see, that's why I go to Vrabel because as long as Vrabel's there, Vrabel's going to keep that defense up there. He's going to. Vrabel's going to keep that defense right. So
all righty.
Like if they get rid of Vrabel, then there might be some deterioration on the defensive side. But as long as Vrabel's there, that defense isn't going nowhere. It's going to be. I mean, even had Tennessee have a good defense. Look at Tennessee now. I mean, like, yeah, that's I mean, that's what he is.
So with that being said, we both can agree Drake May, class of 2024. Yeah. All right, you mentioned my guy Baker, and I love Baker. Boomer Sooner. I'm a graduate of OU. Baker ride and dies with OU. I love Baker. I believe Kevin Stefanski is not a quarterback whisperer, is not even a good play caller, and he benefited from Baker Mayfield's toughness and battling it out through injury. And we even saw, I know Odell Beckham Jr. was there, but that was starting to begin the decline of Odell Beckham Jr. Now, could Baker give him the ball all the time? No, it didn't happen. I got it. Amari Cooper was there. I don't like Amari Cooper. I wanted Amari Cooper when he came out of college to go to Washington. That would have been cool. But here's the thing about Amari Cooper. Even when he was with the Raiders, the second receiver, Michael Crabtree, ended up being the number 1 receiver because Crabtree was catching the ball and he was open. Cooper was not.
Okay.
Now, Baker takes a similar route as Sam, goes to the Panthers, goes to the Rams, ends up in Tampa to go after Tom Brady, win some division titles. He won one division title in Cleveland. He won a division title in Cleveland, right? First time in a while they did that.
They did anything.
Right? Okay. But Baker, instead of taking care of his body and himself, he went out there and sacrificed for the team and went through a couple of coaches. And finally they said, well, it's Baker's fault, not coaching staff. Baker goes, Tampa Bay does what he does. Hasn't gotten past winning a very weak NFC South. Hasn't had the best record as a division champion in the NFC South, but still a divisional champion. And I love Baker. Caleb couldn't stand this mofo. I wanted him to be a Commander because he's from the area. But his wild, reckless behavior in college transitioned to the NFL, where he was wildly inaccurate year one. I believe the Bears won 3 games or something like that. I got to go to my stats to be very
last year.
Yes, I believe Caleb went 5-12. They were 5-12. Caleb was 62.5%, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He still took care of the ball, right? This year, his completion percentage decreased to 58%. They were 11-6, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, but they win the NFC North. They go to the wild card and they lose in the divisional. The team made him Offensive Player of the Year, for the team. He made a giant step. Now, this is where it can go either way between Baker and Caleb, right? I believe, and some people say I'm wrong for this, and I say those that say I'm wrong don't know football. I believe having the coach come in. Yes. Johnson come in and literally coach him, make him cry, make him mad, make him get into the book, made him a better quarterback. Whereas he was used to being improvisational and making things happen, and he got away with it in college. And Eberflus was like, this is my job. I got to make him happy. I got to make ownership happy. What's going to happen?
Well, I mean, they brought Ben Johnson for one reason. I mean, Ben Johnson came from the could never do anything Lions. So I mean, is he a quarterback whisperer? He might be, because he made the Lions relevant.
Yeah,
Lions aren't relevant. He's gone. The Lions aren't relevant this year. Like, Ben Johnson has made that team. So is Caleb Williams that great of a quarterback, or is it Ben Johnson's coaching and the system he's in there?
That's a very good question, and that's why I brought up Stefanski isn't.
Yeah, he's definitely not.
So, but go ahead.
And I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what he's going to do in that. I was just going to say, I don't know what he's going to do in Atlanta, because Penix isn't going to. Because now he gets Penix and Kirk.
They're talking about releasing Kirk, and
exactly.
We all thought that's why he went.
Exactly, but they've been talking about releasing Kirk since they restructured his contract a couple of weeks ago. Like, that's been the talk. So you bring in his coach because he's great with Kirk, but you're going to get rid of Kirk. That makes sense.
Well, it's Kevin Stefanski, and this is why I say, to me, the toughest of these rankings or comparisons is Baker and Caleb, because Baker, he's a winner, but he's also a detriment when it comes to knowing when to either just throw the ball away, run out of bounds, slide. Baker wants to run you over. Baker wants to squeeze the ball into tight places, very much like Caleb.
I would say Caleb has the same issues.
He does.
So, but
go ahead.
But fourth quarter, 2-minute drill. Who would you rather have taken it, Baker or Caleb? I'm going to go Baker all day.
Now look, this is where I flip to your side. Where I don't know, because only in one season have I seen Caleb do it on a consistent basis. Last season, after the Commanders beat Chicago, they went downhill. And even though they had chances to stay in games, Caleb wasn't doing it. But after they broke the curse of Green Bay owning them that season, Caleb started to ascend. They bring in Ben Johnson, and they do a lot more. Again, both are Sooners.
Because Chicago basically has the same personnel as last year. I don't think they really got anything new.
Exactly.
Here. They got
Exactly.
the same personnel.
They updated their defensive coordinator in Davis, and now James is a Bears fan. Since Super Bowl, Baker never had a healthy wide receiving core. Super Bowl. When did Baker go to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, that was Brady that took Bucks to Super Bowl.
Yeah, but it is what it is. But I think what he's saying is since that Super Bowl when Baker took over, Mike Evans has been hurt. Godwin has been hurt.
But Mike Evans was still on the run with his 1,000-yard receiving.
Yeah,
season. Like he still was on his run, so you can't even discount Mike for being Mike. I mean,
no, you can't.
Age caught up with him more than anything, at this point.
Well, I love Mike, and Mike was a good reason why I went to several championships and happened to be the champion of Gnaw, High Roller. So bow down to the greatness. You know what? Because y'all have no chance. That's what you got. No chance in hell.
I'm coming back next year. I'm coming back next year.
Bruh.
I'm coming back next year.
You can come back. Go ahead, give me your money. I appreciate that. But as much as I want to ride Caleb for 2024, I am going to give it to Baker. I'm going to give it to Baker.
Even if you look at Baker's first 2 years, even he was stuck with the Browns, but Baker's the reason why they won as many as they did win. Like
exactly.
Baker and Miles technically, but but yeah, you got to give that one to Baker. I mean, that's the defense. That's one defense for 2018. See, Moses, I got you one. Got you one.
Moses Irriton, who couldn't even be on here, probably gonna check this out in the replay. Okay. Now, Jaden Daniels, my guy.
Who are you matching him up against?
I got to go Rosen because that's the next quarterback taken. But
because you didn't go in order in the first place. So
I know I didn't go in order in the first place. But if I go against Josh, Josh
was the next quarterback taken.
I know. I like. You know what? You deserve this because you think you gonna run my show. Hold on. You ain't gonna run my show.
Actually, Jaden was second, so Jaden should have technically went up against. Jaden should have technically went up. Who was number 2 there?
Now look at here.
Jaden should have went up against Darnold. LaRon.
Then it still be 2024 anyway. It's 2024 anyway because JD is better than Sam. Period.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
Period. Full stop.
Hold on. Because
full stop.
Hold on.
Because we can go with what did JD do with only one good receiver last year?
Sir.
I'm gonna turn the music off on this one.
Because you have to on this one. Because you called him JD, right?
Yes. Jalen Daniels.
Quarterback.
Yes.
Washington Commanders.
Absolutely.
And JD stands with RG3. Right?
You know what? I appreciate you, but your mute just got muted. I mean, your mic just got muted. I love RG3, but don't you dare do that. Don't you put that juju on him, Roscoe Jenkins.
Came into the league for the Commanders, got offensive rookie of the year.
Yep.
They went down with a knee injury. Does that sound familiar at all?
Let me be very clear.
Does that sound familiar?
Let me be very clear. Okay. You are accurate in that statement. However, and I gotta admit, since you said that, I was trying to avoid this, but it's just like Andrew Luck and RG3, Caleb Williams, and JD. However, comma, we're going to talk about what JD did since you want to talk about he's RG3. JD took him all the way to the NFC Championship game
Yeah.
with one viable receiver. One.
He had two. Let
And
me remember. No, he had two. He had at least
he had one. Noah Brown couldn't catch worth of crap and got hurt. No, this year, that's why we got Debo. That's exactly why we got Debo, because there was nobody. How you gonna tell me about my team? How you gonna tell me about my team? You know what?
Because I'm from the area.
I'm from DC as well. What you talking about? Where you from?
I'm from Maryland, born and raised.
Okay, so you from Maryland. I'm from DC, Northwest. What part of Maryland? You probably from like, where you from?
From down on the Eastern Shore. The 2024.
Oh, yeah. See, ladies and gentlemen, let me explain this. Eastern Shore is not really, he comes from a well-off family.
Oh, hell
he came
no.
from a well-off family.
Not by a long shot.
You what?
Not by a fucking long shot.
Well, I can't help it. He was in the poor part of the wealthy places.
Oh,
but
y'all had Diami Brown.
Thank you.
Y'all had Jameson Steele.
No, we bought him back.
Last year.
We bought him back last year. And what did you say? He wasn't even.
Y'all had Luke.
Luke was a rookie.
He played though. He balled though. He balled.
Yeah. No, he didn't. He didn't do that much last year.
Luke's.
No, he didn't do that much. Again, you said we had one hog of a receiver, which was Terry McLaurin. Zach Ertz was the next leading receiver, which is our tight end. Don't play with me. I knows my team, brother. I knows my team. And your light went out. You're all dark on me. Okay, there we go.
I don't know what happened there. That's outside. He's outside. Like, I mean, I might need
it's okay. It's all right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proving why I am the Oracle and he belongs in AEW. So it is what it is.
Okay, but still, we're gonna go back to
let's go back to
my argument for Moses is JD rhymes with RG3. He can have a
just because it rhymes don't
go down.
Just because it rhymes don't mean nothing. RG3 did not take us to the NFC Championship game, did he?
No, but he also didn't play worth a damn after he got hurt the first time.
Now, to that point, I'm going to say this. I blamed all year Cliff Kingsbury. When we traded Brian Robinson Jr., our big power back, we were left with scat backs with power. And it just so happens that week that we traded him, we lose Austin Eckler for the season. So Debo's in and out of the lineup, right? Terry in and out of the lineup because he held out.
Yeah, he disappeared.
Yeah, got injured. Noah Brown didn't come back to like week 8. So we're down to our 4th, 5th, and 6th string. And then Luke, who was lined up to be the starter, gets a broken collarbone during the opening kickoff. So now we're playing with our 5th, 6th, and guys off the street. No excuse. No excuse. My problem was that, and this goes back to coaching, Cliff Kingsbury did not change his play. I could call the plays that he was going to call in each situation. Now, I'm a coach, right? But the layman could say they're going to run stick routes. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 3, they're running stick routes. It was to the point where the DBs were running the routes for them. Now, let's go with Josh, since we're going to compare the two. And Josh didn't get Rookie of the Year.
No.
Because he wasn't. He was hot garbage. Because he was young. He was considered a project, but they started him. Buffalo started him. And what was Josh's record? Josh's record in give me a second. Josh's record was 5-6. He was 5-6, 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 52.8% completion rating. 2019, 10-6, still 58.8%, but 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. His problem has been turnovers and being the guy. I didn't include his rushing, although that can be put in there because both him and JD run the ball. And the Bills reached the playoffs as a wild card, but they lost in 2019. JD, 2024, Offensive Rookie of the Year, takes his team to the NFC Championship game, but then turns around and has a injury-plagued second season, and he only played 7 games, 2-5, 60% completion rate this year, 8-3. First year, 12-5, 69%, 25 throwing touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and I think he had like 6 or 7 rushing touchdowns and 700 to 800 rushing yards. And to your boy's point about individual versus team.
And he's going to cumulative over the years. I mean, like I say, you can't really. We'll get to that later, but you can't really add Lamar Jackson's MVPs based on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Exactly. Because we're only going off of 2 years of data, right? And my point is that with Josh versus JD, I can sit here and say very easily that JD has better numbers. They're there. You can't say he doesn't.
I mean, but
team did better.
But like, look at the receivers that Josh had his first 2 years.
Look at the receivers that JD had his first year.
His first year. Let me run you down this list of receivers that Josh had his first year.
Okay. All right.
Tell me when I get to a name you know.
I know all of them, but go ahead.
Victor Bolden. Robert Foster.
Robert Foster, no. Yeah.
Zay Jones.
You don't know who Zay Jones was?
I know Zay Flowers. I don't know Zay Jones.
Zay Jones was okay. Go ahead. I'll tell you. Zay Jones at the time left a team, was a coveted free agent, and he was supposed to be their number 1 receiver when he went to Buffalo. But go ahead.
Let's see. Was he in there? Zay Jones wasn't. Well, he might have came before then. Okay, but Ray McLeod, the only one I know.
Yeah.
Isaiah McKenzie, Damari Scott, and Deontay Thompson.
Okay, so
go further and say his tight ends were Charles Clay, Jason Kroom, and Logan Thomas.
And Logan Thomas was from Washington at the time, and he was supposed to be. He was a free agent, and he was pretty damn good. And then, thank you very much. Okay, so with that being said, I will give the advantage to JD only because he had Terry McLaurin. However, Zay Jones at the time, I believe he left Arizona, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh,
I believe it was Arizona.
Now, okay.
And he was their number 1 receiver, free agency.
It would have been the year that Josh came. Would have been before Josh got there. He didn't come that.
Yeah, it was before Josh. Yes, correct. Because he was Josh Rosen's number 1 guy. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Now,
you bring him into this conversation.
Well, I'm just saying because he wasn't he a first round pick? He was. Now, Now, with that being said, JD had 1 bona fide number 1 receiver. Josh had 1 supposed number 1 receiver. Isaiah McKenzie was number 2. Isaiah McKenzie, I believe he's still around, if I'm not mistaken, or he was. I know he was somewhere recently, but I'll say this: Josh has only really had 1 legit number 1 receiver, and that was Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
That was year 3 or year 2, one or the
No, it
other.
wasn't year 2, because year 2 he had no bodies too. Like year 2, his number 1 receiver was probably Cole Beasley.
Cole Beasley, you're right. Cole Beasley, who is now Shakir. He throws to the slot receiver more than he does to his ex. He threw to his ex more when he had Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis both came in year 3.
Correct. Right? And we're not talking about year 3 because that's when he made that leap. Year 3. We're only talking about 1 and 2. Right?
Right.
So again, I'm giving it to JD on the fact that he took the team. We're talking about team goals, right? The team to the NFC Championship. Josh got to the playoffs as a wild card and lost. JD, Rookie of the Year. Josh Allen, wasn't sure if he was going to make it after year 1. He's matriculated to become a great quarterback for the team. Still really not many great weapons. Again, 2024, 2018. And even if I go over Josh's whole 8-year career, where he just got MVP last year when he shouldn't have, it should have went to Lamar. Numbers dictated it should have went to Lamar. That's what numbers said. This is Shad from the group. Who's Shad's real name? I mean, what was his group name?
What group chat? You talking about Nah group chat? Or
Yeah, he talking about Nah. He's
that's,
talking about Nah.
oh crap! Because me and him played. I think he beat me in the playoffs this year.
Okay, I'm about to say Shad Gaspard has passed away. Don't be doing that. But the point of the matter is Jaden Daniels' trajectory.
Shad Manhuda.
Okay. Yeah, Chad Manhuda, that's who it is. JD's trajectory is that of Josh Allen with a possible Super Bowl.
Or
but
RG3, based on that.
This mother, you know what? I don't want to do this again because I don't like muting my guests. But don't make me mute my.
It's
don't
a
make me mute.
possibility. I mean,
it's okay. A possibility, yes. Likely, no.
Hopefully not likely.
No. Okay. Our offense is going to be different this year. We need to get back the big back. That's what our problem was. We couldn't get first downs because we didn't have a plotter. We had a plotter in Chris Rodriguez, but we wouldn't play him. And Chris Rodriguez got hurt towards the end of the season. But you saw when it came to those short yardage things, what we do? We were throwing stick routes. We were throwing to Hurts.
Yeah, unders, yeah.
Yeah. Or JD would have to run, or Marcus Mariota had to run. We went down to our 5th quarterback. That's insane. But I digress.
We went down to picking Phillip Rivers up off the freaking street. So I mean,
well, it is. Y'all didn't trust your draft pick, Anthony Richmond, who you shouldn't have had in the first place.
Well, no, remember he hurt his eye like whatever week he hurt his eye and came back because his eye ain't right or whatever. I don't know.
But then Leonard gets hurt in practice. I ain't gonna talk about the Colts. I'm gonna let y'all be.
Please,
you're welcome. But again, I give it to Jaden Daniels based on the 2 years that we're comparing and the trajectory.
And a healthy trajectory.
Yes. I mean, I believe he's going to be healthier because he's not going to be asked to do the things he did this year for the time that he was in there. Like, why do you keep him in a game where you're blown out to get his freaking elbow dislocated? Why do you I mean, now he's a danger to himself sometimes running the way he runs, right? And not having the bulk that he has. I wanted to compare him to Lamar, but at this point, he's a better thrower than Lamar.
Was it his first 2?
I think, period. I think
he just don't have a
don't you say that. Don't you say that.
No.
Don't you say that. We're gonna get the Lamar. We're gonna get the Lamar.
Because Zay's hands often are slippery.
Often, okay, maybe, but what about his boy Mark Andrews, who he just stopped throwing to? And Bateman was supposed to be that dude.
He likes throwing the likely more for some reason, but
I know.
that's a whole
Exactly.
Okay, we'll get
Exactly.
Lamar later. We'll get to Lamar
Yes,
later.
we will. Yes, we will. But
Okay, so to make an argument, Moses, projecting JD, do I see him getting an MVP? No. In his career, no. No. I think he will be one of those good to great quarterbacks who does not get an MVP.
okay.
Will he have better numbers long run than Josh? No.
What?
No. No.
I need to hear your reasoning for these bold hot takes.
Josh is averaging what, 42 a year right now?
Because he has to. You're correct.
But because he has to. I just said the numbers, but he had better numbers. How you get him doesn't matter. I mean,
well, this year he didn't have to because Cook led the league in rushing.
And you think it'll happen again? No.
I mean, he's not Thurman Thomas because and he
Josh
doesn't have
he and you also got to realize the receiving core wasn't enough for Josh to throw as much as he wanted to. He had to lean on the running a little bit more.
Of course. When your second leading receiver is your tight end and Dalton Kincaid,
who missed the receiver then?
Shakir.
Shakir actually led them?
Yeah.
Wow, that's terrible.
Because at the second half of the season is when Josh just started feeding them. He just started feeding them.
Wow.
Eat. And I think Cook was either third or something like that. But that's it, right?
That is
but that was this year.
True, though. Hold on,
that was this year. You can look it up, not a problem. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe I'm wrong. But in 2 years, JD and Josh have parallel numbers. JD has better completion rates and more touchdowns versus interceptions. He took his team to the NFC Championship game versus Josh losing in the wild card. See, brother, I know my stuff.
Shakir with 700 was the leading receiver.
I told you that. I mean, what? Look, Barton Jannetty.
And then Dalton, and then
didn't I say
Dalton. That? Keon was fourth.
Keon should only had like 40 receptions because he didn't do much.
38 for 404.
Brother, I don't even got it up in front of me. I know it.
But see, Dalton and then Dawson Knox, like
yes,
then Knox, like were 2 and 3.
Yeah, the tight ends. Yeah, listen. This is why I'm telling you.
It's ridiculous, sir.
Tell Mr. Irritant Moses he wasn't ready for this. I'm being easy on you, Marty Jannetty. I'm being easy on you, LaRon. Now look, yeah, but that's the way it is, right? And I'm telling you that Brandon Ayuk is going to find a way to be on Washington. That leaves JD with Ayuk, with Debo, with my guy Terry McLaurin, and check this out.
I don't think it's happening.
Treylon Burks.
I don't think Terry's coming back.
Terry already resigned. They already resigned him. That's why he stopped his holdout, because they resigned him. He got 4 years, 5 years, or something like that.
Okay.
But they're gonna have to make room if they bring Brandon Ayuk, because that's JD's college receiver from Arizona State. And they're buddies. But you have those three plus Treylon Burks.
3-year extension, okay.
Yeah. Treylon Burks, who stepped up, right? Luke comes back from injury. Then we got that speedy guy from Virginia Tech, Lane. That's our 6 receivers. That's our 6 receivers. We don't even need to draft a receiver. It's not even, we're in a position to get a high draft pick. And I don't think we're going to get the kid from Ohio State. I don't want them to get the kid from, if they get the kid from Ohio State, they're not going to get Brandon Ayuk.
1 or 2, okay.
Right? You get the kid from Ohio State, you got more leeway because you got a 5-year contract and it's less money,
Yeah.
right? And he can fit in. You still lead with Debo, you still lead with Terry. Luke is in his 3rd year. Treylon Burks stepped up and possibly earned himself an opportunity to stay with the team or make another team. Because in Tennessee, that's where receivers go to die. Ask Calvin Ridley. Tyler Lockett requested to be traded.
Who else went to Tennessee and then was like, nope, I'm not doing this.
Because Cam Ward's a piece of shit. He's terrible. I'm sorry.
Somebody else that went to Tennessee recently and just like fell off the face of the earth. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, it was Calvin Ridley and Tyler Lockett. I don't know if any other big names went there, but now Robert Sala's there. Maybe things have changed. And Brian Daboll is the offensive coordinator. So if Cam Ward continues to do the things he's done in the past, you can't blame Brian Daboll because we know what he's done with Josh, who was a similar quarterback.
To Cam?
Yes. If Cam does not
are similar quarterbacks,
they're what they look like and what they play like. Big guys, big arms. Just Cam stays in the pocket a little more, but he relies heavily on his arm strength and arm talent. Josh did the same thing until he got a new offensive coordinator and QB coach in Daboll, and he got his private quarterback coach. I don't know if Cam Ward's going to get a quarterback coach or not. I don't know. I know one thing: everywhere he's gone, he's remained the same, regardless of the head coach or offensive coordinator or QB coach. His style has not changed until later this year. He was throwing hospital balls. You know what a hospital ball is?
Want to go put somebody in the hospital?
Yeah. If the guy catches it, he's going to get rocked.
Yeah.
If he catches it, it might break his hand when it don't need to. Right? Anyway, we're not talking about Cam Ward. We can discuss that next year when I decide if he's a bust or not. Right? Anyway.
I give him 2 instead of 3, but that's on 3. 3 is normally the
make it break it year. I mean, you're right. But Daboll there, I'm giving him 2. All right. Anyway, so
we're back to right now. We're doing.
You picking Josh or JD? Because I picked JD, of course.
JD.
Based on 2-year projections and a healthy projection of JD. Since you said that, I wasn't gonna go there, but
I'll still say Josh would be the more accomplished quarterback. I mean, the more I'm not gonna say accomplished, but Josh, when he ends his career, will have a better Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah. I got more sound. You know, I'm gonna add a blue button.
We can call a wash on that one.
A wash?
Because I can't give it to JD. No,
I don't care if you can give it to him or not. He's got it.
No.
He's got it.
JD over Josh, even projecting. I mean, you're gonna look at he's gonna be the good game manager type quarterback. He's not gonna be a great. He's not gonna be a great. I don't see him being a great.
I know we ain't talking about great, and you support the Colts at quarterback. It's okay. It's okay. That gives me all I need to know about what you think about quarterbacks.
We had Peyton and Andrew back to back. Yes, I do believe in greats.
And one quit on you.
So that's just he kept getting fucking rocked.
Exactly.
Like, you know what? I need my brain. My brain is better than me playing football.
Exactly. And then you went and got a quarterback that only played like 12 or 13 games ever at quarterback.
Was it even 12?
I don't know.
I don't even think he hit 12.
Exactly. But that's your team. Then you get Daniel Dimes, who, if not
well, actually, you gotta go between there. We had Phillip and we had Gardner, and we had
You also had Matt Ryan and all that. So for you to talk about quarterbacks, maybe you're not the right person. Maybe you're not. But I'll accept your viewpoint. but still give it to 2024. Now, let's move on. All right. We're not going to talk about Penix and McCarthy. You said you knew that wasn't
we're just the 4-on-4, the 4-on-4.
okay.
Which leaves us with Lamar and
Nix. Bo Nix.
And Bo Nix.
I'm going to tell you off the top, I give it to Lamar overall, but 2 years, right? Year one, Bo was considered for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He didn't deserve it. That's why JD got it. Year two, if not for his head coach running a stupid ass play just before kicking the game-winning field goal, I think the Broncos are in the Super Bowl and not the Patriots. But I digress.
I'll say this: if that game wasn't in the snow, I think it would be Broncos over Patriots as well. If it wasn't for the snow, I would say Broncos over Patriots as well.
I don't know, but let's go to this. Lamar Jackson, year one, played 7 games, 6-1. They were a heavy run team, 58.2%, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Year two, he missed the game, 13-2, 66.1% completion rating, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. They won the AFC North both seasons. They had a wild card loss, but he earned, because this is where we can make the distinction, in his second year, NFL MVP, unanimously. That means everybody voted for Lamar for NFL MVP, but has never, well, only once. I think they got to the AFC Championship game once, and that's because they had a bye. They won that game and then lost. I think I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure.
I'm gonna check that. I'm gonna check that.
Okay, because I know Lamar's only won one playoff game. One. Now, Bo Nix. I'm gonna keep it steezy on Bo Nix now. Bo Nix, year one, starter, 10-7, 66.3% completion rate, 29 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. This year, 14-3, 63.4%, 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Broncos made the playoffs both seasons, and this year lost in the AFC Championship game. In my opinion, this is only my opinion, because of Sean Payton's play call to run him instead of the running back, which they ran on the next play, by the way, to set up the game-winning field goal, which doesn't make any sense to me. Just give the ball to the running back twice, or take a knee and not run the quarterback. Because when you said, and it's a fair, in my opinion, it's a fair statement. We don't know if Sean Payton's going to be there next year. Because what happened a week after they lost to the Patriots? Sean Payton fired a couple of his assistants.
And then they lost a coordinator too. They didn't want their coordinators sign somewhere else.
I'm not sure. I know Vance is still there. Vance did not get picked up. Vance is still the defensive coordinator for the Broncos. And Vance used to be the head coach there, got fired, and then Sean brought him back as the defensive coordinator. So I'm not even going to say Vance is in line to take
Joe Lombardi got fired.
Okay. And Joe Lombardi was an offensive...
The offensive coordinator, yeah, he got fired.
But he wasn't calling the plays. It was Sean calling the plays.
Oh, no, it was Lionheart, their passing game coordinator, became the Bills' defensive coordinator. That's what I'm thinking about, the Jim Lionheart guy.
So on this one, we got a real... Now, this one is a real debate. This one is a real debate. The reason why I say that is because individually, Jackson, year two, league MVP, just like Drake May's getting considered for it, but I think we all are going to say Matt Stafford got it. Although I voted, if I had a vote, it was CMC. And coach of the year is Shanahan, in my opinion, because CMC carried that entire team the entire season while everybody but him got hurt. And literally, and up until the last game of the season, they could have won a division where everybody but one team won 11 games or more.
Yeah, that was
So Shanahan took a MASH unit with one star player, not even his starting left tackle, because the left tackle, Trent Williams, which was still in Washington, wasn't even there a lot of the time. Lost Kittle twice. Ayuk didn't even play.
Purdy went down.
Purdy went down.
Yeah.
Jennings went down. They had to go to Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah.
The defense lost Warner. Greenlaw left and went to Denver, but they lost the backup, Bethune. They lost Bosa. They lost Ofunga to free agency. And
Michael
yet
Williams.
Yes. Go down the list.
Yeah. Michael Williams, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, George Kittle, Ayuk. McCaffrey actually had injuries. Williams.
But he played. Yeah.
Bethune, Brown, Jawan Jennings. Yeah.
And yet they were still in contention in a division, in my opinion, was the best division in football, where all teams except for one had 11 or more wins. So to me, CMC is the MVP for doing that. He didn't have a Puka and Devontae Adams.
He probably he's in consideration still for Offensive Player of the Year, but no, actually they're looking at giving that to Drake May. Actually,
exactly. Drake May's going to get that, and Stafford's going to get MVP. CMC's going to get comeback play. Stafford's getting MVP, and CMC's getting comeback player of the year.
I've never understood this. Like, how can you be the MVP? How is MVP and Offensive Player of the Year two different things if it's always offensive? Like,
well, actually, a defensive player could be MVP when not good Lord, defensive tackle Rams, Donald, right?
Yeah.
When they went to the Super Bowl, he was seriously in contention for NFL MVP.
Yeah, but I'm saying, normally it goes to
a
quarterback, which
yeah,
basically. But then you'll give another quarterback Player of the Year.
Yeah.
If you're saying that he was Player of the Year, then was he better than the MVP?
That's just like what happened with Saquon last year. Saquon should have got MVP and Player of the Year. He only got Player of the Year.
I mean, I get that they want to differentiate the two, but I think if you make MVP all quarterbacks, then make Offensive Player non-quarterback. That would just be my thought process.
Yeah, but if a quarterback ain't even worth their salt, they shouldn't be the team or the league MVP because they represent the entire league, right?
And the last defensive MVP was Lawrence Taylor, which is sad.
Yeah, you dig what I'm saying? And think about Myles Garrett could have been and should be, I believe he is in contention for MVP, but Myles Garrett on a team, and I'm going to talk about this in a hot second, the Browns GM should get GM of the year. Why? Every rookie contributed in a positive way. Even not Kenny Pickett, even
Dylan Gabriel?
Dylan Gabriel until Shadur Sanders came in.
I can't say that Dylan Gabriel didn't play well. I've still got to go with the consensus thought process of why draft both. You drafted Dylan just because they didn't want to draft Shador that high for what? Anyway, we're getting into the Shador situation later. We're gonna talk about Shador.
Yeah, we definitely are. We definitely are.
Y'all wanted Shador, but we'll take Dylan Gabriel.
No, you're wrong. They didn't want Shador. The GM wanted Shador. Remember what the owner said? He said in that press conference to the media, "That's on Barry."
Yeah,
I didn't want to get him,
and he should have took him over taking Dylan. And you can
brother, I agree. I agree. But Fannin is in the running for offensive rookie of the year.
He is.
The linebacker Schweizinger should get defensive rookie of the year.
It's him or it's a 2-man race though. But yeah, he's in the 2-man race. It's him or the other one.
But that's my point on Cleveland, right?
Yeah. He had a hell of a draft. He had a hell of a draft.
Yeah. But again, if we're gonna go Bo Nix versus Lamar, Bo Nix has gone to the playoffs twice. He's taken his team to the AFC Championship game. If not for injury, we can't say if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. I believe he'd be in the Super Bowl right now. Either way, 2024 quarterback is in the Super Bowl. Drake May or Bo Nix.
Yeah.
First quarterback from 2018, Sam Darnold is in the Super Bowl. Out of all those quarterbacks, Sam Darnold, in the 8-year period that those guys have been in the league, is the only one to make it this far. And Josh has been to the AFC Championship game, twice? I believe twice, 2 or 3 times. Lost.
Josh
right?
has been there twice, and Lamar's been there once.
And right? And lost, right? Baker ain't been there. We know Rosen ain't been no god daggone where. So again, even though I'm on the fence for Lamar or Nick, because I didn't believe Nick should have been
Lamar on that one though. Like Lamar is going to be considered a much greater quarterback than Bo. No matter Bo, and here's another thing about this, because looking at it, you've got to because Lamar's MVP runnings are going to be with his class. Bo's are going to be with his class. So when you compare them with the class, Lamar is far and away the better quarterback coming out of 2018 as of now. Bo is not. Josh, you really gonna put Josh that close to him?
I'm gonna put Josh.
Put him neck or
here's what I'm gonna say. Now that Lamar has learned to throw from the pocket, I'll say they're comparable. But before he learned to throw from the pocket, I had Josh Allen over Lamar. For the simple fact that Josh, he will run. We know this, right?
But he was a better passer.
A better passer, and he still is a better passer. It's just Lamar, under Monken, by the way, developed into a way better passer
into a true dual threat quarterback. Into a true dual threat.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to give them a tie. Now,
but Bo Nix won't even be in the conversation with the other quarterbacks in 2024.
Now this is the argument that your boy Moses Irriton could have made. The individual versus team would be a Bo Nix situation, because did they win because of Bo Nix, or did the team win despite Bo Nix?
And then with that, if you're looking down the road, it goes back to how much longer is Sean Payton going to be there?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you gotta think about it. Like Drew Brees was nobody before Sean. I'm not gonna say he was nobody. He was an average quarterback before Sean Payton.
Okay.
Bo Nix was slightly above average coming out of college, but he got lucked up into Sean Payton. Mm-hmm. Now let's take Sean Payton and put him with. We can even put him with like a Penix. Put him with Penix. Would that be a whole different squad? What if they took Penix instead of Bo? Could Penix have took this Broncos team to the AFC championships?
Probably. Yeah.
So is it Bo Nix or is it?
This goes back to the Brady or Belichick, and I want to get your thoughts on that too. I was going to save that as a surprise question, but we're being respectful of one another. So I'm gonna keep it like that. Just keep that in the back of your mind if I decide to ask that.
Okay.
So you're picking.
I actually have an answer for that question, but
Okay. You're picking Lamar, or you're picking.
I'm picking
Bo?
Lamar, of course. I'm picking
Okay.
Lamar because Lamar is a difference maker.
Okay.
Bo is a game manager.
I agree with that. So, by my count, that's
We're
2 to 2.
2-2.
So we have to go to a fifth dog.
No, we can't. Never mind.
Yes, we
Game
can.
over.
Yes,
Game
yeah,
over.
so then,
Game over.
then agree that 2024 is better than 2025. I mean, than 2018.
Well,
I mean,
hold
you
on.
tell me.
Actually, because we're inconclusive with JJ, so it'll be Penix versus Rose.
Oh no, Penix sucks. I mean, not Penix. McCarthy sucks. McCarthy. If you drafted Justin Jefferson, you suck too, because you should have known better. You should have known better.
So it's Penix versus Rosen.
No, it's Penix and McCarthy versus Rosen. Either way, 2024 wins.
Both of
Rosen got drafted. He was the number one pick a year before, gets replaced the next year
who?
by Kyler. Kyler replaced him the following year.
He was the number one. You mean
Kyler Murray.
You mean their first round pick? Okay, he was their first round.
Kyler Murray was the number one overall pick the next year.
Yeah, but I'm saying Josh Rosen was the first overall pick. I mean, the first
for the Cardinals
that year.
And Josh Rosen, he was picked number 7 overall.
Rosen he was picked 10th.
10th. You're right. 10th.
He was picked 10th.
Yes, 10th. You're absolutely right. And got replaced the following year by Kyler.
Oh, bro. Well, he don't.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like,
you can't defend it. Yeah, you can't.
Bro,
You
like,
can't. You can't. You can't.
I could make a case of him over JJ right now only because he's available. So the best ability is availability. So because he actually played games, you know what I'm saying? He actually played.
Okay. How many games, and I can tell you because I got it right here.
I got it right here too.
How many games did Rosen win before they
3.
shipped him off to Miami?
3.
Okay, 3. How many games did JJ win this year? How many games
Let me see.
did JJ McCarthy win this year?
Let me see. Let me pull up JJ. I didn't have him pulled up because we weren't talking about him. So let's see.
He was a first round quarterback pick, wasn't he?
But I thought we was only going 4 versus 4.
Well, that's because you thought wrong. Study long.
He played 10 games this year.
And won how many?
He played 10 games this year.
And how many did he win?
Twice as many.
Thank you very much. 2024. Next topic. You know what? I appreciate you because you have the balls to come in. You have ruthless aggression. I appreciate that. So let's talk about this Shador thing, man. The rumor was.
The Ravens was Deion said don't go. Deion told him not to draft him.
Well, hold on. Because I didn't hear that part. What I heard was Todd Monken and Harbaugh called and talked to an agent or something like that, and Deion's the agent, and said they're considering drafting Shador, second round, I believe it was.
Second, third, somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere around there, just before Cleveland's pick. And the rumor was that I heard that they were told not to do that because he didn't want to be Lamar's backup.
Yep. Deion told him that he didn't want him to go nowhere he couldn't compete to start.
Okay. Rumor, allegedly, we're not going to put that on Prime. I like Prime. We're not going to put that on Prime.
And I'll say this. I'll do this caveat real fast. As a father, if I was a father and I had been in the league and had even played for that team before, and I saw that there was no way that my son would be the starter, immediately or even the foreseeable future, I'd be like, nah, son, that's not somewhere you should go.
It's business decision. Absolutely right. But in that situation, we or me, I ain't gonna say we because I don't know what you felt about it. I didn't believe it to be true because I didn't think Dion would have done that, being his agent. Being a father, yes. Agent, no. But when Monken was introduced as the quarterback, if you haven't seen the video, it's Shador Sanders getting introduced to Todd Monken as his new head coach. And the first thing Todd says is, remember when we tried to draft you? I guess, it all worked out. And then Shador's like, yeah, let's not talk about it. Yeah. To me, that was an admittance that there was behind the scenes chicanery going on that tanked his son's trajectory. Now, I agree with you, LaRon. I don't want my quarterback son, who I believe is a starter and does have starter ability, to be stuck behind a guy that is going to play another 5 to 6 years. Maybe not at the level that he has been playing, but his body's breaking down. But on the flip side, I could say Baltimore's going to make it to the playoffs. My son is going to get a good foundation of what a good franchise is. But nobody knew, maybe Dion, because he prays a lot, that Harbaugh was going to get fired. And they were starting all over again. Jesse Minter comes in and has Lamar. Todd Monken's gone. I forget who they brought in to be the offensive coordinator. But
what is this?
But the truth, I don't know. I don't know what you're looking at.
No,
but
there's Dion was on a podcast.
Oh,
where he talks about not wanting Shador to be drafted by the Ravens and the Jets. I've got to pull it up. I can't remember what podcast it is. But he said that he literally made sure that his son wasn't drafted by the Jets or the Ravens because.
So this was some AI generated propaganda that you're going to spread on my show. You will not spread no AI propaganda on this show.
Oh,
this is not.
AI.
No.
This is prime time being prime time.
Okay. But so what are your thoughts on that? Because I mean, I'm taken back a little bit because Monken, he knew the video was on. I guess Monken's like, yeah, buddy, I'm your coach anyway. And now I'm going to put it out there. Let everybody speculate. Now I've got control.
Like I say, there was the video. That's how I knew that he had said not to be drafted by the Ravens because Dion said out of his mouth that he didn't want his son drafted by the Ravens because he knew he wasn't going to be able to start for years. Mm-hmm. Dion said that out of his mouth, which, like I say, you said the father versus the businessman. Dion doesn't separate the two. Dion as a man is a business. Dion does not separate the two ever. He doesn't know how to. So, and I believe that's the same reason why his other son didn't get drafted. He'd rather have him be undrafted so he could make his own decision. I believe Dion probably had a hand in that as well. Make your own decision on where you play at.
Now, Shiloh was not in NFL play. He's a special teamer. Shiloh is definitely a special teamer.
I think somebody was looking at him like 7th round, like late round, but 7th rounder. But
yeah, possibly. Yeah.
But I think Dion was like, no, don't do it. So you can choose your own destiny. I believe that was said, but because that's Dion. But yes, the Ravens wanted him, and here's my thing, and my thing goes to Dion. Dion, you don't know when Lamar's getting hurt. If Lamar gets hurt, if your son could have been a great backup to Lamar, learn it. Lamar gets hurt next year. Shador has to step in and takes over. You stopped him from being in that situation just because of the fact that he wouldn't start day one, and he still didn't start day one. He didn't have a chance to start day one.
I think, and I hate to cut you off. I'm gonna let you finish, but I think you said it right first earlier when you said compete for the starting job.
He never
not make him the starter.
He didn't have a chance to complete.
Because they buried him. They buried him. Yes,
that wasn't a real chance to compete. But that goes back to. But we'll also go back to your take on GM of the year going to the Cleveland Browns GM.
Very, yeah.
Because he got rid of Pickett. He got rid of Flacco. To try to, I mean, they started with what, 6 quarterbacks in the, and
Yep.
we're not even gonna get on Deshaun Watson next year versus Shador because that should never be a conversation. That should not even be a competition.
I agree.
But you're also missing one thing that, because I want to bring this in because I thought about this too. Another thing that you missed from the making him GM of the year is the haul he got to not get Travis Hunter.
Yep.
That's another Cleveland Brown
they
move
traded down
in that draft. Yes.
Yes.
So putting him in GM of the year conversation is very valid. Is very, very valid.
And thank you for bringing that up because I forgot that part.
Yeah, but it's very, very valid. Because I mean, could you imagine if they had if they had stuck with that pick, took Travis, and then still drafted Shador later, then the whole season would have been chaos. But
but he would have had somebody he could trust to throw the ball to.
He would have, but you're still burying Shador. Would you have been drafted Shador earlier because you got Travis? Like, it's a whole lot of what if that would have came into that conversation.
Brother, let's put it this way. Only person outside of Colorado that was drafted before Shador was Travis. All the other skill positions got drafted after him or were free agents. You got old boy with the Carolina Panthers, the receiver Jimmy. Yeah, they were ballers, and they should have been drafted before, right? You got Jimmy, who went to Carolina, made the playoffs. He could have made a game-saving catch had he made that last catch from Young against the Rams. Next year he'll be better, right?
Yeah.
You've got ballers from Colorado, but because Travis and Shador outshun all of them, they either went undrafted or drafted later than they should have been. And they're on teams now, and they're contributing special teams. And in Jimmy's case, wide receiver. He had to step to be wide receiver number 3, I believe. Right?
He is 3 behind Tet and Xavier. Yeah. He stepped that when Thielen left. Yeah, he stepped into 3 when Thielen was gone.
Absolutely, right? And he's going to be a number 2 because Xavier Leggett going to go back down to the country and get some coon, and he's going to do that, and then he's not going to be the number 2. I'm making fun of him. Sorry.
I know. I mean, I live in the Carolinas now, so trust me. Xavier in the country, yeah, he's a country boy. He's a country boy.
Y'all, he a country boy. He brought coon into the locker room. So yeah, we'll eat that for Thanksgiving. Anyway, my point being, because I'm going to say if, allegedly, I need to put allegedly as a soundbite. Allegedly, Deion did this with the Ravens. Munkins exposing it to be truth. Shador smiling it off like, that leaves a lot of speculation as to what interference or what type of interactions Deion did have with other organizations. Because to me, Tom Brady helped your son become. And Antonio Pierce said that Shador was high on their list when he was there. What changed when Antonio left? The head coach and Tom Brady came in.
And
those were the only 2 big
that way, but you would think.
Now Tom Brady, he didn't have as much influence as we thought. This year he does, right? But was that a Mark Davis call?
I think that was a Pete Carroll call, honestly.
Because he wanted Geno.
Yeah, it was a Pete Carroll
he
call.
wanted somebody to run his system. And now he's gone. And Geno should be gone, even though they paid him money, right? They need to get Mendoza, fix the offensive line, because at the end of the year, they started using Gentry the way he should be used in the passing game as well as the run game. Right?
Why? Something else the Raiders need to do, and this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it anyway.
Soundbite time, y'all.
Get rid of Pete Carroll and bring back Antonio Pierce.
Well, Pete Carroll's already gone, so
bring back in. He is. Oh yeah, he is gone, isn't he? Who they
Yeah,
bringing?
the Raiders and Cardinals are the only two teams that don't have a head coach right now.
Bring back Antonio Pierce.
I like that. I like that.
I don't see why they got rid of him. Well, that was a Mark Davis fucking call.
But Mark Davis is still the owner, so I don't know if they're going to do that. But
I'm saying getting Pete, like nobody wanted Pete. Like Pete is over the hill.
Mr. Carroll, if you happen to watch this, I'm not going to call you over the hill. That is Mr. LaRon.
Past your
saying
prime
that.
Pete. Past your prime Pete.
Oh my God. The views expressed on this show by LaRon are not those of the show owner and host, me, Victor Gardner. Pete, I will say this. Your enthusiasm and your desire to win is infectious and is needed. What needs to change is
Everything
your
else
faith in a quarterback that was only good for 2 seasons out of his entire NFL career.
Again, he was a Jets quarterback, though. We got to
put
an asterisk anytime somebody was a Jets quarterback. Like,
well, that's why I said 2 years out of his career.
Asterisks, like.
I think that's what caused him his job, because he made sure that the offensive coordinator, I forget his name, Kelly, ran Pete's offense and not Kelly's offense. That was the rumor. That's what Kelly said when he got fired. He ran more of Pete's stuff than his stuff. And I'm not going to say I don't like Kelly from when he was with Philly, and he paid Riley more money after he was caught on tape at the concert saying what he said and all the other stuff and whatever. But his sports science and his play calling is really good, right? So I can see that being something that works in the NFL, because it did. You need the proper people. Geno was not the right quarterback for that system. That's why Pete used his system more so. And you can't use Pete's system when your offensive line is garbage. You can't. Offensive line has to be a mauling offensive line if you're going to run a Pete Carroll style offense, because it's predicated on play action pass. Play action pass is predicated, yes, play action pass is predicated on an effective run game. Genty was getting what, 30, 40 yards a game?
To begin, yeah, it was, yeah.
Until like what, week 10, 11?
Yeah.
So you can't have that system in place with that back and that quarterback. So, could Shador have succeeded in that system? Probably not. I don't know.
Could Shador succeeded in Chip Kelly's system? Yes, he could have.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he just left Pat Shurmur in Colorado, a former head coach, a former offensive coordinator in the NFL, running a pro-style offense that didn't run the ball much, but it is what it is. But look what happened. I know Shador's numbers are not that good at all. He's a Pro Bowler. But here's what I'm going to say about that, y'all, and I'm going to get your opinion on this, LaRon. Shador was not voted into the Pro Bowl by the fans. He was put in the Pro Bowl by the players and coaches. And think about that.
People keep saying that, and I've got to put a caveat into this one as well.
Are we gonna fight, bro?
No, we're not gonna fight, because yes, he was selected by the players and the coaches. That is true. However, you also have to realize that they send the invite out. You don't know who was invited that declined before it got
correct. No, I agree with you, because by all rights,
it's not like, okay, we need a replacement. He could have been the first
choice.
He could have been the first choice. He could have been the 10th choice.
Correct.
You don't know.
And now, you know what, LaRon, you're welcome to come on my show whenever you want. For real, I like we vibe. Because when you look at it, Trevor Lawrence should have been the next in line after Josh Allen,
and he might have declined.
Exactly. He might have said, no, I want to spend time with family stuff. Matter of fact, there's a TikTok video of him visiting somebody's house, and it's a significant other's hug video where he walks into the room, and I guess his boy's girl gives him this big hug. Like he looks like he's a regular college kid in this video, but it's not college. It's recent, right? Maybe he just wanted that downtime. Maybe he was like, I don't want to go play in a flag football game, you know. But the fact remains
Shador
that
was still
he
there.
and Joe Flacco made the Pro Bowl based off coaches and players. The thing about this, here's another reason why not Matthew Berry, why Berry should be GM of the year. Both of those guys made the Pro Bowl.
Both of them
Shadur
brothers. They both on
and
with Cleveland.
Flacco.
But again, like I say, still the asterisk. You don't know how far down the list they got to be picked.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm not going to knock that.
There's only so many quarterbacks you can call and ask.
From the AFC. Yeah, 16 of them.
Well, no, there's about 25 because.
Well, backups, yeah, but then you can't count.
Well, you know, because if you count Shador didn't start the season with them.
No.
I mean, you would have went through Dylan Gabriel, who started for them. Like, you know,
Bruh.
what I'm saying, but that's how you have more numbers that you can.
Yeah, more numbers. Yeah.
No.
I'm quite sure they looked at
Phillip Rivers. You know, Phillip Rivers could have technically been called. You know, technically. You know, I'm just saying like it's more than 16 is all I'm saying. There's more than 16.
Right. Then you've risen from Marty Jannetty to Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Now you're the bro.
Can I be Diesel when Diesel got kicked out? When he kicked Diesel?
Well, no, because Diesel became a champion. You're not championship material. I'm joking.
How do I mute somebody?
Not on my show. Not on my show. Okay, look.
No, okay. So back to that though. Yes, there's definite truth. I will put the link to that podcast in the group chat. But there is proof that Deion literally said that's about he didn't want him to go to the Ravens because he didn't want him backing up Lamar.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen
an opportunity to compete to be a starter.
Okay. I'll accept that. But with that being said, huh?
What are we doing next? The snooze fest?
Yeah. Oh, you got to pick first. Seahawks, Patriots. Class of 2018, class of 2024. Now, don't take into consideration that it's a quarterback from 2024 and it's a quarterback from 2018.
I'm not.
Talk about the teams.
I'm not invested and really don't care. I just want a good game. I'll start with that. I'm not invested. Don't really care. I will not put my hatred towards the Patriots in any way, shape, or form as a part of my decision here. You know, as a Colts fan, I have a very strong disdain for that team. However, I've got to look at offense versus defense. We've got to look at the Patriots offense versus Seahawks defense, Seahawks offense versus the Patriots defense.
Mm-hmm.
Neither offense do I think will beat the other defense.
Okay.
I don't think either one has an offense that's capable of single-handedly winning the game.
Okay.
So it's going to come down to a defensive game. And I'm torn. I'm torn. But if I have to pick one, I'm going to go Seahawks. Seahawks are better in the trenches. And the Patriots, I think, have a slight edge on secondary. Slight edge secondary, just because of Christian Gonzalez, because that boy can make plays.
Yes, he can.
But I think the Seahawks defense, I think it's going to end up being, like I said, I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game. It's going to be a good game because neither offense scares me at all. Neither offense scares me. So I'm thinking defensive game. I'm going with the Seahawks.
Okay.
Like I said,
I'm
that's not predicated on me disliking the Patriots. That's just
being an analyst. I get it, and I can agree with you that um, the type of game it's going to be. But I'm going to say it's going to be a special teams game because I thoroughly believe that Jackson Smith and Jigba lined up all the time. I would hope versus Gonzalez. That's going to be a wash because I've seen Gonzalez up close handle Marvin Harrison Jr. and other receivers like ragdolls, and the refs don't call nothing, right? But that also leaves me with
oh no, because what's
Cooper,
isn't he?
who
Seahawks running back.
Charbonnet. Don't worry, I got you covered. I got this. That's why I'm the host. So with that being said, you got Coop on the other side, a receiver, bona fide dog. I don't know why Sam wasn't using them all year, but he started using them in the playoffs. Then you got Rashid Shaheed at number 3 and their kick returner. That's why I said special teams, right? You have that explosive kick returner in Shaheed. Henderson is the kick off returner for the Patriots. Another explosive guy, but Shaheed, in my opinion, can flip the field more often than Henderson. But Henderson plays more reps than Shaheed does on the offensive side of the ball. The Seattle Seahawks have a monstrous defense. Monstrous defense. Sam Darnold threw for 384 yards, best passing game of his career last game. They started throwing the ball to Walker out of the backfield. But since Charbonnet is out, I think his name is Hannon or Hannibal, something like that. Kid was a monster in preseason. He made a few bonehead plays versus the Rams, and I see him doing it on the big stage versus the Patriots in the Super Bowl. The Patriots secondary is vulnerable to the pass, but if Gonzalez if he's keyed in on Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's going to key in on Mr. Cooper, right? And who's going to match the speed of Shaheed? You know they're going to run Walker. Spillane is a run-stopping machine. He got nicked up a little bit in the AFC Championship game. They are a better run defense than they are a pass defense. So this is going to come down, I believe, like you said, to a defensive battle, but special teams is going to play a big part in this game. I think it's probably going to be like a 17-21 type game. So 38 is my over under mark. I'm not sure what the line is right now because on my show we do over unders, we do locks, we bet on this show. Just to let you know.
Okay.
But for me, I'm looking at a 38 total over under mark, right?
I go under. I'm going definitely under that.
Okay. But with that being said, I got to make a pick. Just to be contrary and to stick to my theory, 2024 class wins the Super Bowl, while 2018 only has Sam Darnold representing them in the Super Bowl. Stephon Diggs. Wait.
This is a tight Super Bowl.
Stephon Diggs and Cardi B gonna be all at the Super Bowl as he's choking another chick out, getting another lawsuit.
Yeah, we're gonna not talk about Cardi B. We're not gonna do.
What's wrong with Cardi?
Oh, nothing. Just no. We're not. No, we're not. But like I say, and that's the thing because, and that's why I say it's tough for me. So if I put on the defense is because Could Sam Darnold throw 3 interceptions in the Super Bowl? Yes.
Yep.
I mean, could Drake May throw 3 interceptions in the Super Bowl? Yes. Is it because Drake May is the worst passer? No, it's just because Seattle's defense is that good.
And they're gonna sack the hell out of that man. They're gonna sack the hell out of that man.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna start getting scared and just throwing it. And if he starts getting scared and just throwing it, they corners out to get it. I was gonna say it's gonna be truly a defensive battle, and I don't know. I think Kenneth Walker can, like the Seahawks. The Seahawks have enough playmate. Like I say, the offense doesn't scare me. You made a good points with Kenneth, JSN, and Cooper, right? However, they still have Sam fucking Darnold.
This is true. This is true.
It's still Sam Darnold. You know,
And Mike Vrabel scheming up the defense.
Yes, it's still Sam Darnold, and that's what I say. It's a defensive game, and I just think that the Seahawks defense finds a way to make something shake.
Okay. Well, my brother, that was an excellent conversation there. It's time to get to the snooze fest that was, and I'm going to tell you what I was disappointed in, and you can give me your feedback. And then we got about 15 minutes. We'll wrap the show up. Thank you for coming on for the 2 hours, brother. I appreciate that. So first things first, women's Royal Rumble opens up. Pretty decent. Lash Legend. I thought she was a little thinner than what she was. I guess Trick then put his lemon pepper steppers up in there, and she been
thick.
Yeah, but that belly looked a little bigger than normal.
Oh, the belly. I thought you were talking about other stuff. Okay.
Oh, no. Lash Legend. Trick Willie,
Trick
whoop that Trick. Yeah, Trick been tricking. They've been going out to eat a little bit too much. But she had a good showing.
Great showing. I was very impressed with her showing.
Yeah. The only thing I was disappointed in is I was expecting Paige.
I was expecting Bianca.
Yeah, Bianca and Paige. Because Bianca's been out with this pinky ring or this pinky thing for a while, right? And I'm gonna get to the men's because Montez could have been in that mug, right?
We'll get to that. Yeah.
And Aleister Black.
We'll get to the men's because
we're gonna get to the men's. There's some stuff.
I am the advocate of the devil on this one, so let's go.
No, I got you. So the women's bringing out Brie Bella, that was cool. But the fact that they would not acknowledge Daniel Bryan when she was doing the yes chant. Yeah.
They were about to say something about it, and they're like, we can't say his name. So, and then I know who we're talking about. Like,
that's when Michael Cole was like, yes, that's famously the it kicks. How can we get past this? But yet the crowd, which was sparse, I want to talk about the sparse crowd. They were like, yes. And look, y'all can make all the excuse you want. It's past midnight. Man, I'm gonna tell you something.
They knew what they paid for. They knew what they paid for.
But in that area, they partied at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning with fireworks regularly. And you built a 25,000 seat arena, and to me, it looked like it was half full. To me, there were some scenes where it looked like corners were full, but I saw a lot more lights than people.
But see, that's the thing too, though. Like because I don't know, because it's our first time seeing the stadium, so we don't know if it could be that the lights are just shining, so you don't see the people actually sitting in the seat. Like you don't like there's like, but then there's a lot of things there's a lot of unknowns with that stadium. Like I would like to see it daytime with everybody in there, and then it goes to dark, so that way we can see exactly how it's supposed to look with it full of people.
Mm-hmm.
Or
if they started earlier, you could see
early over here. That's the thing. I mean, it started at 10 o'clock there, which is 2 o'clock here. If they started at 7 o'clock there, it would have been 11 a.m. there, which they've done 11 a.m. PLE.
Exactly. It's not like they have not done this before. but Women's Rumble I thought was good and actually better than the men's, but Paige not being there, and I didn't see too many spots, but I loved seeing the big girls catching the big girls, and then I didn't know old girl put Nia Jax on her back and squatted her. That was dope to me.
I missed that. Who, the Ivy?
Nah. She's now the manager for not for Julia. Who's the other who's the US champion?
Stephanie? No, not Stephanie.
I
Chelsea?
forget.
Chelsea? No.
No, it wasn't Chelsea. She's nice. I forgot her name. I forgot, but she's very attractive. And she's somebody's valet, but she's a former wrestler from NXT, and she blew her knee out or whatever. And this is her first competition that she's really had where she had to show her stuff off since being called up. But the point is, there were some good spots, some very good spots, in my opinion, in the women's Royal Rumble. We'll go match by match, but yeah, that's all I had to say about the women's Royal Rumble.
Jeez.
What are your thoughts?
I'm trying to figure out who you're talking about here, but
she wore Louis Vuitton. Was it Louis? No, it wasn't Louis. I forgot. It was an all white outfit. I think she was number 6, 7 coming or something like that. I don't remember, but she had a knee brace on.
it says Julia is the women's US.
Does she have a valet?
Julia runs with she runs with the girl crap. Julia is she got a person that's with her. I can't remember her fucking name though.
And I think that's the one that was in the Rumble, and she's the one that squatted and put her on her back and then did a Samoan drop with her. I was like, that was impressive, because I didn't think she had it in her.
Yeah, I missed that one. I really did.
Yeah, that was a good spot for me. Along with Lash and some other people.
Oh, Kiana.
That's her name?
Kiana James, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, James. I knew her name. Last name was
James.
James.
Okay.
Yeah, I was impressed with that.
For
I
me,
had a
the
feeling
women's
Liv
Rumble,
was going to win.
well, once Bianca didn't come out, it was kind of the writing was on the wall with that one. But Kiana, I mean, the women's Rumble altogether, you're not looking for a big spot fest, so it's normally a so-so. I will say that it was blah in the beginning. It was very meh to begin with. It picked up, I want to say, probably after Chelsea and Natty got in there. I mean, not Maxine and Natty got in there. Probably like after that, it picked up.
I agree.
The fact that the final 3, the fact that Sol Ruka was in the final 3 was I was that's what I was rooting for when it got down to the final 3, like because it was like, yo, could Sol Ruka really pull this off? But yeah, the women's Rumble, you say it was better than the men's?
So Ruka's spots alone were better than the men's.
Storytelling wise, there's a lot that's going to come out of this. With especially with Liv's elimination of Raquel.
Oh yeah.
Especially that added to the fact that AJ had the conversation he had with Finn the other day. Or was that CM that talked to Finn? CM talked to Finn the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so the Judgment Day all going to hell is that's gonna be a hell of a storyline going into WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
But it was wild to me because there was at one point in time there was Lash, and somebody else, and then 4 teams. It was the Bella team, Rio was in there, Judgment Day was in there, and what's the other team? And the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah.
They had all 4 of those teams there at one time. I think it was a missed opportunity to set up like literally all 4 y'all go to each corner and then just have a 14 brawl. But yeah, good. I can say it was good to see Bree back because I wasn't even really happy when Nikki came back. But if they're gonna come back, if they're deciding to come back, I guess it was a good surprise that Bree was there. But Bree being the only surprise sucked.
Yeah.
Really sucked.
Nah.
It was a solid, like I say, Lash's performance was great. It was in my opinion comparable to what we'll talk about when we get to the men's. And you already know whose performance I'm going to talk about with that one.
Uber. Yeah, hey, bro. Okay, let's go to the car in there.
Yeah,
all right. I agree with you.
Last performance was great. Only issue was the lack of surprises. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I don't know if it was because folks didn't want to go to Saudi Arabia or what it was. I don't know. Well, but they said it. Somebody said it. I don't know if it was in the group chat, me and my people's chat, or on the live, but they didn't really like the depth of their women's division now is crazy. They really didn't need many, but there's some people they could have left off.
Yeah.
They have a depth now. Like they have depth now in the women's division.
Oh, yeah, they're deep. They're very deep, but some people you want that pop. You want that love.
And I miss seeing Miss Parker. I didn't see Miss Parker either.
Oh, Miss Parker.
Yes, Miss Parker.
She needs to go ahead and go yeet with our boy and call it a day. Anyway, all right, let's move on to Gunther and AJ. I thought it was a very good match.
Great storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was the best match of the night, in my opinion, because of the way it went down, and he didn't tap, and truthfully, he didn't retire because he didn't leave the gloves in the ring. And somebody, I don't know where I read it, but somebody said he's going to go to TNA. And he's going to finish out.
That's always. I think that's always been the plan for him to retire in TNA. He's going to retire where he started, where his name got big.
Yeah.
I've always felt that. Like when I put in my predictions for yesterday, I was like, I don't know if it's going to be a no contest or what, but either way, AJ's leaving WWE. Yeah, it might be his last match in WWE, but his retirement match is going to be TNA. Yeah. He just sat there 2 weeks ago and told Santana he's coming for the TNA championship. Like his retirement is going to come in TNA. I knew that, and that's why he didn't leave. He said goodbye to the fans, but didn't leave his gloves in the ring because I'm gonna say goodbye to y'all, but I'm not done with this yet.
Yeah.
So that was masterful, and as my friend said in my other group chat, like. This would have never happened on Vince in Vince's WWE.
Oh hell no! Vince was like, "Ring the bell! Ring the bell!"
No, but my homeboy said Vince would have signed him for 10 more years just to make sure he didn't get to go to TNA to retire.
Bruh, Vince never would have bought TNA, or Lucha Libre Underground or AAA, whatever it was.
Yeah, AAA.
But my thing is that was to me the best match of the night. Storytelling, action, what was at stake, how it ended, then I love Sammy.
Hold on. Before we get to Sammy, there's one last thing. There's one more thing we gotta say about this because we're gonna talk about the flip side of AJ retiring.
Oh yeah,
Gunther career killer moniker.
Oh yeah.
Now, and
this mug.
The proposed thought process is his next feud is going to be Brock.
Oh, I got a theory for that. It's not going to be Gunther.
Which means the proposal is that the thought process now is next is going to be Brock and then Randy, and everybody's leaving. However. And this is crazy to me because it didn't pop into my head until Gunther came out in the men's. But Because like if Gunther wins and he goes to CM, because if you listen to CM during the pre-show, he was talking about how the writings on the wall, like seeing people like AJ and everybody retiring. He's like, the writings on the wall for himself. I'm like, dude, what if they let Gunther win and then he goes to take CM at WrestleMania and retire CM, like, which would have been crazy. But this whole career killer angle, I like it, but at the same point in time, do you have that many people to keep him fresh,
relevant like that?
Yeah.
Well, the legend killer, that's how he started his career.
But he didn't retire. They were already retired. He just took him off of TV forever. that's a difference. Killing the legend after they're already retired versus killing the actual career is different. Like you can't.
But see, it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade. If you look at it in wrestling lore and wrestling language,
it is. But does he have my only question is, does he have enough people to keep that moniker going?
I think he has maybe 3.
He
can make it for another year and a half doing that if people decide to retire within a year and a half. With that being said, I don't agree with that career killer thing, but he will, because he's going to retire Jericho. But I'm gonna get to that in a second. Uba is gonna retire Brock. That's got to happen. It's got to be Uba, Keys, aka Hobbs, because I want to see them 3 boys throw some blows. I want to see them throw blows. We're gonna get there. I know we're gonna get there.
Because there's a lot of that match that has to be talked about. Like,
yes. So AJ and Gunther, I mean, writing was on the wall. I thought it probably happened at Mania or Elimination Chamber, but it happened here in Riyadh, which is fine. And he was emotional.
I think
so
that's just the end of his WWE career. I still think he's going
to
finish it out.
Absolutely. And Gunther having this, I'm taking your Mount Rushmore down. I am the only person on Mount Rushmore type deal, right? And I think he has 3 or 4 people he can do. Jericho, Randy being the last one. I didn't think about Punk. But this is what Punk has always won. He's won that World Heavyweight, because he's won the Universal title already. World Heavyweight title is the one he didn't have. Now he's got that. And being the best in the world, like he said, and won the promo to Finn. When there's no one else best in the world to beat, what is it? Well, Gunther wants to be. And if you listen to the commentary, Wade Barrett said that Gunther, is pretty much the alpha and omega of wrestling right now. That he's the yardstick. So I can see that happening now that you bring it up on that angle. Is that something that fans can stomach? Because Gunther is a old school wrestler, right? Walter. Oh, you went to his. Because you went to his government, right?
We got to go to 2 different. They're 2 different wrestlers, in my opinion. Honestly, same person, 2 different wrestlers. Walter and Gunther are 2 completely different wrestlers.
Well, his storytelling is brute force, slow and methodical. So was Walter, but just not at this level. Yeah. He's done a great job developing himself,
developing his character.
Right? But that sets up for like Ray, because Ray's about to go, and that's gonna be a massacre.
But should Dom retire Ray?
Oh yes, Dirty Dom needs to retire Ray, but that doesn't mean that here's okay. After I say this, we're gonna move from this. I think Gunther goes on Raw. He's a Raw brand, right?
Yeah.
He goes on Raw and he runs down his list of people who's retired. This is when Jericho's music hits, right? But what he says is, I retired this person, I retired that person, I made this person tap, I made that person tap. Oh, little Ray, are you next? And then like they boom, and then you got the countdown. You've made the list, Gunther. So you mix old Jericho with current Jericho, and he comes out with Break the Walls Down turned into Judas Priest. I mean,
Everybody
not
else
the
saying
Judas
it
Priest.
backwards. Everybody else saying it backwards. Start off with Judas, then switch to Break the Walls Down.
No, because Judas can't come out with that countdown. You can't come out with the countdown with Judas. You can come out with the countdown because break the walls down.
Yeah,
You-
I mean, yeah.
And then after he does his little thing and turns around, you
Then
get the pop,
Judas.
and then the fireworks, and then you go to Judas, and then you got the crowd singing it as he gets into the ring, and he has his little book. I've got a list too. Enter Kevin Owens. I'm gonna tell you who I think was the person that gave the stomp, because Kevin lost a lot of fucking weight. I don't know if Kevin can jump over the fence like that no more, but that was either Austin Theory or Kevin Owens. But we'll get to the start of the men's rumble in a second. But that's where I see this going with Gunther, as you said, this killing legend thing. I know Jericho wants to fight 2 or 3 other people before
Calling it quits.
he calls it quits. But this could be the preamble. The preamble of, okay, what's the last big show of the year, right? Or what's the first show on Netflix of 2028 or 2027? That's when he's done, right? But let's move on to Sammy and Drew. Look, I like Sammy. I get it. He has the connection there, and he deserved that title shot. But when you're 11-0, now 12-0, and you can't figure the puzzle out, the story isn't can he, get redeemed. He took like what 3 future shocks back to back to back, and I'll just be honest. I would have rather seen uh Jacob go against Drew than Sammy, right? I love the fact that Sammy got that opportunity and it was there where he had such a large following. But I don't like the matchup between him and Drew because Drew is a brute force banger of a guy who can't do a lot of things that Sammy excels at, but he could be a compliment to Sammy. But ultimately, Drew's brute force wins out because Sammy's not built for that, in my opinion. It was a good match, but it wasn't something I couldn't watch on Raw or SmackDown. What you got?
The thing is, they did it here for the air of mystery that Sammy might be able to pull it off.
Yeah.
Because nobody thought Sammy was going to win, and he did. Nobody watching that had I guarantee if you polled 1,000 people, all 1,000 people said Drew was going to win that match.
Yeah.
Only reason why it was Sammy was because of where it was. Only reason. They could have. There was so many. None of the other belts were to defend it. They didn't have to defend that one either. They could have just made a different match. They could have put anything else up there.
Yeah.
But they wanted Sammy on there for where it was. They could have gave. You know what? They've been better off making the finals of the tournament then. Now, I mean, just if you want Sammy on the show and giving Sammy a spot, like there's not just the Royal Rumble. Like that was the obligatory piss break.
Yeah. I didn't want to call it that, but I agree. This is your time to go get you something from the refrigerator, go to the bathroom. I agree because, Jade ain't defended that title in a minute. They could have made her defend the title.
Which is why
they
I
could have had
coming back. But
yeah, right. That would have been great for Bianca. They could have done something else, but I know Drew, and this is my theory. They're letting Drew defend the title as many times as he can in the next 2-3 months because he's going to drop it. He's going to drop it
at Mania?
to Chamber. I think he's going to drop it at Chamber or in between Chamber and Mania. I think it's gonna drop between Chamber. Hear me out. Hear me out. And it's gonna go to Cody. Just hear me out. What's happening is they're saying, Drew, you took us through the COVID years. We took it off of you. What 3 minutes after you won it? We took it off of you a couple weeks after you got it. Now you can defend it a few times, get a couple wins under your belt, and then Cody snatches it from you to set up Reigns Cody for the title, because that's when Reigns makes his decision on who he's going to fight. He don't want to fight Punk, even though I think that would be a good fight. But with Reigns' comments prior to they fumbled the ball, they haven't done a good story, blah, 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 blah. Only thing left is for him to whoop Cody's ass and take the title back and say, I'm a retire. Or set it up so he faces The Rock, which everybody wants to see, but The Rock is now doing all these different movies. His weight is up and down, and I don't know if anybody wants to see that anymore. That was 2 years ago. So I don't think Drew's going to make it past Chamber.
So in your timeline, Chamber's a 3-way. Jacob, Cody, Drew. Cody wins and goes on to face The Rock at WrestleMania. So I was thinking Jacob, Cody, Drew would be WrestleMania.
But then so you're saying that
Reigns.
So, but here's the thing though. One of them guys got to win the Chamber in order for it to be a 3-way. Because if it's Jacob, Cody, and Drew for that title, that means Reigns has got to go after Punk.
Yeah.
And that means Jacob
or Cody has to
win Chamber. I don't think they're going to put Cody in the Chamber to win. I think they're going to put Jacob in the Chamber to win, because they've been touting him and Braun as main eventers at WrestleMania, right?
So in your timeline, then therefore Jacob would take on CM. Jacob would take on Punk.
No. Hear me out. I'm using your 3-man scenario.
Yeah. Okay.
Jacob wins the title. Wins Chamber. Still has beef because he doesn't know if it was Drew or Cody. And because of that, Roman says, you took my wise man, you took my cousins, I'm going to take your belt. To that, I would say those would be the 2 title matches, and they're scrapping Roman and Rock because that was 2 Manias ago.
Yeah.
So you have to give Roman a place of position to carry the brand if Gunther is going to take out CM, if Gunther is going to take out Jericho, if Gunther is going to take these folks out throughout the year, and you put Gunther, because remember, we keep saying Roman's going to retire. Who would be the ultimate one if he gets Brock and Roman? But I think yes. You see where my mind's going? This sets, that's what I say, it's more than like 3 or 4 folks he can put out to pasture who we've been speculating
are going to be done soon.
Right? And you have a hit list of folks you can do and set Gunther up for success. He's already the ultimate heel for doing what he did. But then he goes down in wrestling history as the guy everybody said, okay, we want him to retire me. One by one. He retires somebody every PLE, every big PLE.
Yeah, or even every other one, yeah. Just right? Forward, yeah.
So that's where I go with that. And that was that match. So my mind thinks I book. If I was a booker, if I had opportunity to book, that's where my mindset is. I'm like, what is people expecting, or what are people expecting, and what type of story do I want to tell? I'm gonna give the people a little bit of what they want, but I'm gonna tell it the way I want to tell it. Right? That's my mindset. And I think Nick and I have butted his because I wanted to bring this up because he's too chicken shit. Not, I mean, Nick, aka Moses Irritant, because when he said, "It's no way the Rock's gonna come back," it's no way. Thought I forgot, bro. I was saving that for the chamber. But since you didn't come on, and you got time to be in the group chat,
I saw that too. I saw
Moses Irritant. I'm gonna put it out there. You duck in the smoke. You duck in the smoke. Oh, I book. I'm a better booker than you, and I don't even do it for a living.
I think I've been to one of the shows he booked, honestly.
I mean, I would love to, and I'm not knocking them, but give me. I volunteer. Pay me $300. I'll book you the best show you got. I will book it. I just need to know your wrestlers. That's it. And what story you're telling.
I think he's looking for people to join his team for Asha.
Hey, Darius, holla at your boy. I'm right here.
Yeah.
Put a good word in for me, LaRon. Put a good word in for me. I'm Shawn Michaels. No super kick this time. All right. Let's get to the men's rumble.
Star of the match. Let's figure out who is the star of this match.
The star Uber. What type of bullshit? I mean, what type of question is that? Uber. 5 straight eliminations. Braun Breaker, soon as he stepped in the ring. Was that the shortest? Okay.
Wasn't the shortest.
You're right. Because Santino got in, then went right back out.
Yeah.
But that person who stomped Braun Breaker pretended to do the Randy Orton thing with the turnaround. But a close-up, it's the beard. Could not be Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins was live in America doing a broadcast, and he was with his daughter at some event that his daughter had back home. Not to mention, the person was too skinny, in my opinion, to be Seth. Now, I said in the chat group, unless Randy Orton did a clean shave, and that's why they brought him out at 28, 29, whatever it was, that wasn't Randy Orton.
You just saw Randy was just on Friday, wasn't he?
Yeah, I guess. I didn't catch Friday Night SmackDown.
He didn't have a shaved in, so no, it wasn't Randy.
I don't know. I didn't catch SmackDown Friday.
I will say this because, and I'm just going to throw this one out there because this is the wildest theory I've heard. And somebody said it could have been Pierce.
Adam Pearce? Ooh, but Adam Pearce is bigger than that. But you know what? Oh, I see. Whoever said that's smart. But Adam Pearce is taller and thicker than that, though. That would be a big twist.
Side by side. I can't just picture Adam Pearce. I just can't picture him in my head. I have to actually see a picture of them two side of him and the Masked Man side by side to really say. But if somebody said Adam Pearce,
that would be an ultimate twist. But again, Adam Pearce doesn't have a beard. The person we saw has Adam Pearce ain't got no beard. He got a goatee, but he ain't got no orange beard or reddish beard.
Yeah, it's not reddish, but yeah.
That unless they put some fake hair on him, I don't know. But I would love that. But then that crosses that boundary of having the GM involved. You know, we'll see. I like that idea though. But back to the match. Him and Braun.
He said started tonight was over. And I don't disagree.
But you don't agree.
But I don't agree.
Okay.
And I only gotta say this because Oba we knew he was going to come in and dominate and destroy. We knew that. We knew that was going to do.
Yeah.
For me, and I don't even know if he had any eliminations or not, but the fact that he stuck around as long as he did, I got to get a little bouncy with it, man. Like, Javon had a hell of a showing.
I knew you was going to say Javon.
Javon had a hell of a showing in that match, bro. He did.
He's their new Kofi.
Of course, we know
Rumble.
that part. I mean, and he didn't do no really crazy spots either with it. I mean, any really crazy non-eliminations. But
Yeah.
I mean, just for him to stick around that match so long with the heavy hitters that were in there. You know,
No, I got
like,
you.
He was standing there with it's just him, Trick, Brock, but like nigga.
Yes, brother. We say brother here. We say brother here. But no, I got you.
He had a showing. He had a great showing.
I think Javon did a great job, and that's why I was like, I hope they bring in Kofi, because I would love to see them both do some, wild stuff, because Kofi, for the longest, the Rumble has been his, what can I do next to impress and dance like whatever.
You gotta say it like that. You don't have to say it like he.
Hey, hey.
We're not gonna sit here and say he's shucking and jiving. He's not shucking and jiving. We are not.
Okay.
We're not going there. Like Kofi.
Okay.
Kofi knew he wasn't going to win. So he was like, what can I do to stand out in this match? Kofi decided that on his own.
Hey, I'm not. Listen. I didn't say that. I didn't say it was shucking and jiving or cooning. I didn't say nothing like that. I just said he was going.
Insinuation, sir. Anyway, back to the match.
Back to the match. My disappointments are, I didn't see Montez, because this has been a great opportunity for Montez. I didn't see Aleister Black. Could have been a great opportunity for Aleister Black to get some heat, right? My problem is Rusev was there, and Rusev really doesn't have any competition that needs to fight, or they're trying to build up against. Dragon Lee, I like him, but that luchador is, him and his brother need to be the freaking tag team so they can get the titles. That's, I know they want to be individualized in WWE. That's what they want to do. But if they really want to heat up the tag team division,
who's his brother?
Zero.
Penta's his brother? Really? I never knew that. I thought it was Penta and Phoenix for some reason.
Yeah. My bad. Ray Phoenix. You're right. My bad. You're correct. I am wrong.
I thought it was Penta and Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix. I was wrong. I'm glad you're here. Him and Ray Phoenix need to go after the Usos.
Yes. They need,
right?
Yes, that definitely needs to happen. Yes.
Jimmy wasn't in the Rumble.
Well, Jimmy's home with Naomi because she's,
I know, with the baby.
Yeah.
But this is my point. You have people in there that have no real storyline right now.
You have to have fodder.
I know you gotta have fodder, but again, me as a booker, just like I said when they did War Games, why come out with Braun versus CM Punk? I know you're trying to build them up for Netflix first show of the year, but to pop the show, do what you did with CM Punk and Rollins when they started a cage match. Let them shoot for the first couple minutes. Then bring in Braun. And then beat the crap out of CM Punk and all that, right? So for me, in the Rumble to me is a gateway to heightening tensions and opening doors for new tensions. Let me explain. Heightening tensions. There's beef. Everybody wants to see somebody go against somebody, right? Like you said, when the women's, the four teams, it would have been dope if they all just went tag team beating each other up, tag team doing stuff. Great. That would have gotten a little bit of life out of it. Ooh, what's gonna happen? Oh, they're doing this. Same thing with the men's Rumble. Javon, good guy, doesn't really have anybody to go against. They missed the opportunity when Uber, Javon, and Trick were the only three standing.
Yeah.
They could have did some black on black crime or united to beat the crap out of somebody or two people.
That's the thing, like, because they did kind of sort of go after each other for a split second. I mean, it was a few shots, but it wasn't long enough. But when they stood there like that, I was with you on the fact that, yo, they're about to team up together and just go after everybody.
Yes. It was going to be Black Boy Magic or Black Boy, whatever they call it.
Yo,
right?
they're about to look at each other and be like, yo, let's do it so it's just us three left. And
Yes.
go after everybody.
Yes,
They had
right?
a whole bunch of people that were, as you say, irrelevant in there. Like they had the Phoenixes and all of them in there. Like just start throwing all them irrelevance out the way.
And bringing Hobbs, see, what they did was introduce the world to Keys by saying, this is who he was at first. Now he's Keys. He came out, he looked a little off to me at the beginning, but then he did the British Bulldog running power slam, right? Him versus Brock. I thought that was going to be more than just Brock doing a suplex. I thought they were going to like wrestle, like do collegiate wrestling, right? And then Uber's in the corner. I'm like, all three of them need to slap. Pardon what I'm about to say. No Diddy, no pause. Slap some meat, right?
I get what you're saying.
Them three boys, them three big boys could dominate everybody.
Hold on.
I was a little disappointed.
Matter of fact, let me look at the order of how they came in, because I got an idea here.
Okay, while you do that, let me finish what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
with that, disappointed that Jericho wasn't number 30. They brought Gunther back out just to lose. Like I said, I would have loved seeing Montez in there. To have Logan Paul as the last guy from Vision, and then the final four was interesting. And I thought Brock was going to do something to Logan, because remember last time we saw Brock, the following day on Raw, Logan says, I'm the one that saved Brock. I thought he was going to remind him who saved who, stuff like that, right? I was waiting for the big names that never came. A good funny spot when the Miz was coming in, and it was Hobbs and it was either Uber and Brock or Keys and Brock, and Miz just slid his ass back out. That was funny and good at the same time, because it said, oh, it's about to go down, right? So with that being said, the Miz, we know. I would have loved to see the passing of the torch, so to speak, Javon and Kofi. I would have loved to see that, right? Two high flyers, daredevils, doing stuff, trying to outdo each other to stay in the match.
Both of them. Somebody go to eliminate both of them, and they both do a crazy spot to get back in.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Both of them at the same time, like they both just.
This is the storytelling, and as well as opening the door for other things. Because when Brock went, not just yet, to Uber, and they brought somebody else out, I'm like, man, y'all know it's about business about to pick up, right? And when he gave Uber the German suplex, I was like, if Uber pop up and say, I'm the conqueror, you're the beast.
There was quite a few missed opportunities with that one, man. Like with Hobbs, Brock, Uber, like. But that's like I said though. Like I was saying to our other group chat, like bringing out Hobbs at Royal Rumble, I think was not the right call, because
I agree.
Nobody knew who he. No, well,
you didn't follow AEW.
You can't guarantee. It's like I said, because he didn't have the name like AJ to come out as a surprise entrant as Royal Rumble. Before AJ, the last person who made their debut at the Royal Rumble in the Royal Rumble match?
Mm-hmm.
Giant Gonzalez. That's the last time somebody made their debut in the Royal Rumble match.
Okay. Which
his was only because somebody needed to face the Undertaker at the time. They needed some big giant for the Undertaker.
Yeah.
But it's like only reason why AJ was able to make his debut at the Rumble was because of the name that he had.
Exactly.
if you would have took Christopher Daniels and threw him into the Royal Rumble, people like who?
Exactly.
If you're not really a wrestling fan, you'd be like, who? They don't have that name, so it's like I think they missed the mark. They could have done like they did Vader. With Vader, another one that debuted at the Royal Rumble, but at least had vignettes of Vader before he came.
Yeah.
Saying that the man called Vader is coming. But you had nothing about Hobbs besides
internet stuff, though. Internet. So that the internet stuff replaces the vignettes. In my opinion, I think that's what they were thinking. That it's so much buzz about why we changing his name, and is he gonna come up on NXT or is it gonna be main roster?
Which you still don't know because it's the Royal
exactly. You don't know where he's gonna be at.
And he didn't really start a big feud. Which honestly speaking, I'd rather him and Uber not feud. I'd rather him and Uber kind of join together and start off with. But that's a whole other thing. Because I think Uber with Brock and I don't know how I really wanted to go about it because I was thinking either Uber with Brock or Uber with going up against a faction and need muscle behind him. Even though he is a muscle, he still needs more muscle.
Bruh. You can put Uber. You can put Uber not against Braun because you don't want to tarnish Braun, and our tribal thief versus Uber would be good because that could go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Without either one of them losing anything, because in my opinion, I think not Breaker but Braun is in the Vision, he's getting relegated to like an IC level.
He's Mark Henry of the Nation of Domination.
Yeah, exactly. but what was Mark once he left? Right? He became the angry big dude that won titles and dared anybody. Somebody gonna get the ass kicked.
Yeah, but it's like, see, the vision, and I hate even saying this, but the Vision to me is seeming like it's about to be like the NWO.
Everybody's going to join.
What? Like it's going to start making no sense here eventually. Like right now, it still makes no sense to me. Seth's vision kind of made sense. It made sense. Getting rid of Seth to make it a Braun thing. But then you bring in Logan Paul, who wants to always make everything a Logan Paul thing.
It's a youth movement, bro. It's a youth movement. That's what it is. The Vision is a youth movement. So think about it this way.
We're next.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And Logan.
Yeah. And in theory, we're next in line to take over because it was Charlotte, Becky, Bailey. Yeah, they were the new issuance in the women's division, right? They were athletes, they were professional wrestlers, they all look good, but
I can go with that comparison. Okay.
And that's what I'm saying, that to elevate the level and pass the torch, so to speak, to the next generation of superstars, the Vision couldn't have a guy that was still tied to old school, right? Or not old school, but old lineage.
So why? But then why make Seth be the one who created the Vision then?
Because you needed a bridge to fight with Roman. You need a bridge to fight with the Usos. The thing is, if Roman is the head of the table of WWE, he performs, everybody eats. Cody did a great job, but Cody ain't the face that runs the place, right? Brock could still be that face, but Brock got too many legal issues going on. And they bring him back, but Brock is on his way out too, right? So you bridge it by saying, okay, Seth is our tie. He's our tie.
He sees it and he's bringing it to life, but now we don't need you no more.
Exactly. And now that you're expendable, I've got the young guys, you on your own. But the theory that Theory is working for Seth also is a tie into the Vision because Theory infiltrates and he turns on them and he stops Braun Breaker at Rumble from going in number 2. And that plays into the part when Seth does return. But who does he come back with? Because he's still 2 against 3, right? And the fact that who walked out with Brock,
Exactly. I was gonna bring that up. I was definitely
right?
going to bring that one up.
So they've interwoven all these storylines
Through Paul.
to prop up these 4 guys. Now that Logan Paul is a full-time wrestler, even though he still does his podcast, but his whole income is that podcast and wrestling, along with Prime, right? He's a regular now. Doesn't do as many dates as like the old heads, but he does dates. This is why I was saying the Rumble to me is a way to tap in some feuds and open doors to new ones because you can make stars. See, the road to WrestleMania, they say starts with Rumble, right?
Yeah.
Well, you open that door to create a person and build them up throughout that year. And when you get to Rumble again, since you're on the road to WrestleMania, they get that opportunity to kick that door in and say, okay, it started here and now I'm taking it to Mania. That's the way I look at it.
And with this one, like nobody, like Gunther, Final Four, Gunther, Randy, Roman, and
Logan.
At that point, nobody needed the win.
No, unless they were going to give it to Logan and to piss everybody off.
But he didn't even need it, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
That's why, like my initial prediction was, of course, Braun. Braun was my initial, as he was most people's initial prediction, was Braun Breaker. But yeah, I don't. So now it's. I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of Roman Cody 3. I'm not.
Neither am I. Neither am I.
Roman Punk, I could see with the caveat of because you took my wise man. But then you see the allegiance of the wise man back with Brock. So please don't do a 3-way on them.
No.
But it's like it as you say, because the road to WrestleMania, the winner of that is the road to this year's WrestleMania. The stars of that don't win are the road to next year's WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
Which is why you had Oba dominate, because Oba's going to be in a title scene next year WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
Don't know which one, but a title scene next year's WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like I say, that's like I said, okay. So back to what I was saying earlier. Hold on, first, let me say this: the only two spots that I think they really didn't need were the 2 AAA guys, La Parka and Mr. Iguana, definitely. But they could have brought them out. Kind of sequential back to what I said earlier, where you had Javon, Oba, and Trick standing there side by side. If you kept feeding them the iguanas, the Pentas, the Ray Phoenix, all of them into the ring, and those 3 are just like, let's get them out
one after the other. Yeah.
And those 3 just staying tall. Like, until then you get the Codys, the Brocks, the Hobbs, the people that they can't just automatically take out, and then you get the WrestleMania going back again. You get a Rumble going back again.
Absolutely.
That's why I say they missed that opportunity. Like, just start having them just get rid of everybody. You know what I mean? Even Cody could have came in and got thrown over to be like, yo, even though they're not a faction, they were working together for the collective good of the 3. Whole missed opportunity. But so Oba, the way they're going to build him, didn't need to be at this year's WrestleMania. Like, who could have, like, I got to go with my homeboy, another friend of mine who watches religiously. I think the person who was in it who could have benefited the best from this win would have been LA.
LA Knight, yeah. He got the biggest pop, and when he got eliminated, everybody booed.
Yeah, I think LA could have benefited the most from this hit into this year's WrestleMania.
So out of the 4, I would have had LA. I would have had Logan, Roman, because that's what they want, and Randy for sure. But if I had to sub one out,
It would have been Gunther.
absolutely.
Because he just had his. I get why they put him back in it because it was that oh, can he have the night of his life? Retired one, and that was going on but again, that's the same as having Sammy in the freaking match with Drew. It's not necessary.
Absolutely. I agree. No qualms here, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you square that? How do you square? And people boo Triple H in the after part, right? It's like
because it's Roman and they're looking at it like you're looking at it, Roman Cody. Again, nobody wants Roman Cody 3. Like
that's why I'm saying it's going to be. It has to be Punk, and Roman has always been the Universal Champion.
Or does Punk lose something? Or does Punk lose at Chamber?
He could lose at Chamber. You can have both titles change at Chamber to set up what's going to happen at Mania. Who are they going to choose to fight? Or who's going to, let's say, because I like what you just said.
You know what?
Let's say both lose.
Hey, matter of fact, let's look at it this way. Could it be Punk loses to a Braun? Drew loses to a Cody. Who does Roman choose?
And then
because he got history with both of them. Like
yes, but then who's the opponent at Mania for the other champion?
That's when you get Jacob versus Cody and Punk versus Braun.
I can see it.
I can see potential in that one. In that case,
but you need both titles to change. You need both titles to change a month out to stir. What this does, it gets us, the fans, like, what? They actually did it? Oh my God. Is this Mania going to be ass or is it going to be something? Because what happened to all those Mania vignettes with all them guys at the poker table? Have you seen that lately? No. And Mania is right around the corner.
And normally it's showing all the time.
And are they changing course?
They might be.
Right? So, and the latest vignette I saw was the women.
Oh yeah, the women's always been going. Yeah, the women's is still being shown because the women's isn't really going to change. Like,
but I only saw it one time. I haven't seen the women's vignette.
Like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, I've seen the women's.
Dude, I was surprised because I saw Rhea. I was like, so they're going to put Rhea in the picture, but she's still a tag team champion. Okay, they had Liv in there already, so that told me Liv was going to either be she was going to be in it somehow.
Yeah,
Charlotte and somebody else was in it, but look, man, we're going on 3 hours. This is awesome. We're going to close it like this. Monday night.
We'll see everything.
Well, no, I'm asking you. Your 2 big things that happen, because it's always something big happening after Rumble Monday night. Some big always happen after Monday after Mania. What are your 2 big things that's going to happen Monday night and or Friday?
Oba Brock standoff.
Ooh. But is he on Raw though? Is Oba on Raw?
Well, Brock isn't on either. So,
well, Brock's a free agent.
Brock's a free agent too. Like Brock can go everywhere he want. See, I'm looking at it right now, and as of right now, basically Brock, Oba, and Royce are all unaffiliated. They're not Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
But Oba Brock standoff, I can definitely see happening.
Okay.
It's going to be Oba coming out there to talk, and then of course here comes the wise man and Brock. And the second big thing I can see happening,
I can see Moses Irritant actually showing up for something because he's
I
just a bum.
I want to say that I don't know why, but I want to say that when the Street Profits do come back,
Bruh.
they
Go
will be
ahead.
aligned with Bianca because they're doing all these real life couple things now, and I want to say it'll be like a Montez Ford versus Aleister Black match. Zelina gets involved, and here comes Bianca type thing.
Just
But
like Punk and
yeah,
Seth.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But I do see. I want to say I see a Bianca return because that's going to be Jay's opponent at WrestleMania. So I do want to say I see a Bianca return because I think waiting until elimination. Even though she did leave out at Elimination Chamber last year,
And she's on SmackDown.
they could hold that till Chamber though. Well, you said Raw or SmackDown, so
Yeah, I did.
yeah, they could hold that off until Chamber, but no, I think they might do it. I think they might pull that this week. Bianca return, but it's a Bianca return aligned somehow with Montez. I
Okay.
think
Well, I believe the countdown is going to happen. I don't know if it's going to open the show or it's going to be towards the end of the show or during the middle of Gunther's speech of glorifying himself. I really think so.
thinking
Well, that's what I'm here for. But
because Gunther could open it,
yes,
and then Brock comes out on Gunther, and then Oba comes out on Brock,
and then Jericho comes out on all of them.
yeah. Or the other way around. Oba's out there, Brock comes out, then Gunther comes out on Brock, and then Jericho's countdown. Either way would work.
So that's my first one. Second one, I'm not putting nothing into the Street Profits because they've been relegated to house shows and NXT.
That's because they're building themselves back up. They got to get back into shape.
Nah, man, that's creative. Not Montez went out and made his own vignettes of an evil character of himself on his own IG that fans like, right? And they want to see it, right? Why not run with it? I don't know who his creative is, but whatever.
Bro,
so
dog,
I'm not
BGJ.
Oh damn, he need to go to Michael P.S. Hayes.
needs to go to the best creative in the business.
Or I say, who is that?
Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I thought he would be a Heyman guy.
Paul is running the whole vision angle by himself. Like nobody else is putting input in that. Like Paul runs his stuff by himself. Like I don't need people.
Yeah, I'll do it, and which is fine. But I see Jericho coming out, and then we'll have a discussion with Heyman and Pierce and Braun as to who the masked man was.
But it won't be revealed this week. I don't see that being
revealed. Oh yeah. But of course, Roman's gonna come out and say, I think Roman's gonna come out when Drew is out there to say, huh. Acknowledge me. Tease it.
He's not gonna declare it, but he'll tease it.
Oh yeah, like because he has made a decision yet. He's gonna do the same thing on SmackDown with Punk, and that's why I think Punk and him, if they don't take it off of Punk at Elimination Chamber, because I love that idea, taking the belts off of both of them at Elimination Chamber. Because then they're gonna talk about, you took away my best friend, you took away this, you're not taking this away from me. I can see that promo happening, right? But setting up that three-way, maybe becomes a four-way with Brock. because Brock said, I'm tired of you guys out here running your mouths. None of you can beat me. But then Cody says, well, actually, I beat you a couple times or whatever, right?
Drew beat him too. So
yeah, Drew eliminated him from the Rumble,
Yeah.
right? So I can see those different angles happening. But short of major comebacks, I'm like, no Monday Night Football. I guess I'll be watching NBA or something because I got to see what's going to happen. I got to see what's going to happen. But if it don't happen in the first 20 minutes of the show, I'm like, you lost me, bro.
you know what?
Don't give me some fluff match at the end. I mean, at the top. Don't do that. You're going to lose me.
You know what I just thought about,
What's that, sir?
which is crazy. Yeah, because Ava just resigned.
Oh, yeah. She's leaving. She retired from NXT.
Yeah. So they're gonna need a new GM, and I just thought about the fact there was a person who was a GM of SmackDown a long time ago that you thought was gonna be in the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble.
Paige.
Interesting.
Interesting. She was training like she was being in the Rumble, but I could see her being the new GM and getting into it with whoever, and then eventually coming up.
Yeah.
I like the way you think.
Yeah.
Except when it comes to 2018 versus 2024.
Listen,
With that being said,
I'm holding the L for somebody else right now.
you are. He didn't get the courage to say thank you in the chat.
But
He
it was
ain't got the courage to say nothing.
But it was 2-on. It was tied 2-2 on my 4-on-4 battle. Now the 6-on-5 was a whole different story, but the 2 versus 2 we were tied. I mean, the 4 versus 4 we were tied. We were tied on that one.
We were talking about all first round
Right.
quarterbacks, so you can't just exclude the other two, and the one you wanted to exclude. That's all I'm gonna say.
What I came on here to debate was the 4-on-4.
That was not what I said.
That's the best I could do. That's the best I could do.
I got you. And with that being said, LeRon, I want to thank you for coming on. I don't know if you can hear my applause and all that other
Yeah,
stuff.
I heard it. Yeah, appreciate it.
I appreciate you. You have more guts and thought than Moses, Irritan. And I appreciate you. And if somebody is looking for a booker, drop the name, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
say,
I just need the storylines.
I'll show you wrestling down here. I know that Darius just said he was looking for more people to join his team. So
yeah, dude, I can get him jump on a Zoom call. I can help write stuff.
He's in all somewhere.
I know, but I need you to give me the alley-oop, because he ain't looking at this.
No,
He don't see where my mind is, but it's okay.
I don't know him personally. I know Caprice personally, but I don't know him personally.
Hey, do what you do, bro. Do
I
what
go
you
with Caprice.
do.
Caprice is the commissioner, so
Hey, I work rather inexpensively. But with that being said, I want to thank you for coming on, man. I had a good time. If I do a 3-hour show, it's because I'm having a good time. It's because I'm having a good time, and I appreciate your support. You're welcome to come back whenever you want. Shows are on Sunday.
Don't just throw me under the bus next time. Like, ask me first. Are you actually going to get on here before you just say, "Hey, I got this guy on here"?
I throw you in the deep end, but you swam.
I was coming on to watch at first. Now, I mean, that's all I was going to do.
Well, I appreciate that. So, with that being said, I gotta thank you again. We're about to get out of here. Stick around real quick after this, okay?
All right.
Fantasy, sports, and politics.
Get ready to rumble!
You wanna talk smack? You in the right place. So take a step back before I get all up in your
Remember,
face.
because I don't remember. I remember every bit of this.
You're the dudes holding on the phone line. Your voice will be heard, sir.
Next caller, please.
Jerry's gonna get him.
Fantasy, sports, and politics. Fantasy, sports, and politics.
are asking questions about this week's games, not Jerry's personal beef. So what's your thought?